Welcome everyone to Constructed Chaos, where we run our D&D campaign every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time.
Well, look, Grim gifted some memberships.
Grim, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. And Dravian, thank you for your membership to the Chaos Crew. Welcome in. I hope you all are having a great evening. I hope you're settling into some of the spooky vibes of this Halloween season that is fast approaching, because tonight we are running the finale episode of our D&D murder mystery campaign, which honestly is probably some of the most fun that I've ever had running any D&D campaign. So much fun, in fact, that I am going to be making a video talking about some of the homebrew that I employed in making this possible, and we'll talk about some of that in just a second. But first, I really got to talk about our friends over at Tabletop Beard, because as always, they are sponsoring our stream. Today, we have the Game Master Beard Oil, which is unscented. It says, "Rule the Realm," and I intend to tonight, because as I said, it is our finale episode. When you want to, be ready for anything, as a game master is, you want the unscented smell of the Game Master Beard Oil, so that you can improv on the fly, kind of like I'm doing right now. Maybe a bad job of it, but Dravian, oh my gosh, 10 gifted memberships. You were already a member of the Chaos Crew, and now you're inviting more friends to join in this murder mystery chaos. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here in general. I think this is going to be a ton of fun. We have a birthday in the chat.
Yeah, Meatbot.
Happy birthday, friend. Go ahead and I'm gonna do a shameless plug real quick. Go ahead and treat yourself to some beard oil using code CHAOS20 for 20% off. The link is in the description below. Yeah. And also, do check out our friends over at Darkeport. They have been running bi-weekly streams, both on Tuesday, where they run an actual live play of their campaign, and on Fridays, when they sort of do just a chill chat, which I honestly enjoy just as much as the campaigns. I really enjoy hanging out with Angel and all of you guys whenever you're there in the chat. That's where you can find me if you want to chat up Constructed Chaos. Here maybe is not the best place, because I'm not always able to tend to chat, but I think that's really just about everything that I had to cover. So
it's time to roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yes, it is.
Oh, Morgan, your voice is so
The sinister scheming that made hollow the Ardenian crown has been put to light in Illyrian. While the hands of a nameless mastermind now lie still, devoid of the ebony blades they once held, their heinous actions point a telling finger towards the noble house of Azarath. Thus, a soul-consuming determination fires the coals of the Duke, Elias Montclair, as he hatches a plot all his own. Calling upon his close inner circle of allies once more, he aims to infiltrate the tarnished ranks of the Azarath family, with help from one of their own. The road east hardly resembles the red-bannered armies of Imsford, now marching on Benara, but your sentiment is shared. Where bleach-white stallions lead their charge, 2 brown mares draw your quiet carriage into battle to avenge your fallen king. And it is fitting, perhaps, that Ardenia may yet join that other march one day soon. But if any lesson swells to the top of your mind following these last days, it is that not all is as it seems.
Welcome back, friends in the chat. Special shout out Dravian and Grim Reefer for being friends that invite other friends. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, and you know what? I was so flustered because our mics weren't working at first that I completely forgot to mention. We have a comment from last session that I want to highlight.
Oh, yeah.
Our friend Alexandre Henriquez said, "The Knights of Wiffle Piffle, awesome." I completely agree with you. The Knights of Wiffle Piffle are awesome, and they're here making a return tonight. If you haven't watched our previous murder mystery sessions, then there's really one thing that you need to know. And that is, not only do our friends here need to figure out who the murderer is in this murder mystery, but any one of them can be the murderer.
I want it so bad.
So as we
Honestly.
If Sam gets it, we're all gonna know. He's gonna be like,
or whoever else gets it, just shift the blame onto me because I verbally said I want it so bad.
As we've started, since we've started this campaign, I've slowly been raising the chances for one of you to be. I'll change my tone here. One of you to be a murderer, because there's a couple things that I want to talk about before we roll tonight. Number one, if you end up being the murderer, you can still use chat rolls until you are revealed to be the murderer. Right. At which point, you're not able to use them anymore.
So whoever's using all the chat rolls?
Yeah, keep an eye out for them. Number two is if you are a murderer, that does not mean you're the only murderer. There can be another one. So if for whatever reason a murder happens and you're like, wait a second, I didn't do it. Well, it could be someone else. You could just be involved. And I'll send all those details as we go ahead, and I'll have each of you roll a D20 and a D100.
okay. I think Miss Mabel needs to pee.
Oh,
I didn't
boy.
Take her because we were building rooms.
Yeah, special shout out to everybody at the table tonight. They helped me put together a couple of scenes really fast, lightning speed. What'd you get, Sam?
19 and 87.
Okay, Morber. And Dylan, what did you get? D100 and D20 for me.
A 10 and 80.
Okay. What did we get for our friend Safety, aka Knight?
A 4 on the D20 and 39.
39. Got it. And I do also want to mention, because I feel like this is important, that Chaos is live if somebody wants to redeem it tonight. It being a finale and all, I figured I definitely wanted it live for this session.
Yeah.
But if you redeem Chaos in the chat, we are going to re-roll these are you or are you not the murderer rolls.
Oh,
So this can change partway through the session too. Yeah, I've prepared for all of that.
Really fun.
Goodness gracious,
He said I
yes.
prepared for all of that.
Wait, but
I
would they have
did.
to like redeem chaos? Like it could be like midstream, and they do. Oh wow.
Yeah. So it could be at any point. I mean, you guys could be in the throes of combat, and you could cause somebody potentially to just straight up switch sides right then and there.
That's so
cool.
fun.
Oh my god.
And what did you get, Navoy?
I had 11
bloody
and
knife appears in their hand.
69.
Ooh, that's a good number.
Yeah.
All right. So, I believe that everyone has
people's
all the
reactions.
information that they need to begin our session.
Now that you've seen the intro.
Now that Chad has seen the
We've
intro,
seen the intro.
and all of our
Allegedly.
players have seen the intro, only a few days after your brush with death in Illyrian, Elias and Luciana set a plan in motion before joining the four of you on board a horse-drawn carriage bound for Azarath. As Luciana handles the reins, you begin a lengthy week-long journey across the Ardenian south, and Elias fills you in on his clever ploy.
Elias is the king, right?
He's the Duke,
Duke, yeah.
the king's cousin.
King's dead.
To put it simply, House Azarath is a noble family, but their status has diminished greatly over the last century and a half. In those years, and for all my life, I've come to recognize their desire to return to their former glory, but I never imagined that they'd resort to such violence. Luckily, we're in a unique position to take advantage of that desire. Safety here is their last remaining heir, although his claim lies only through his father, Linus, who is Lady Azarath's younger brother. I have sent word out on ahead that, due to the dire circumstances of the continent, and our intent to join Imsford's war effort, a new suitor for the widowed queen has been chosen quite swiftly in young Safety, who goes by Knight in their house. We ride now for Azarath under the guise of making proper arrangements for this union. Whilst there, under the cover of this ruse, our goal is to sniff out the traitor or traitors within their ranks and bring evidence back to the Queen for their conviction. Safety's part in all of this should be obvious, as should Luciana's. She'll be our carriage driver. As for the rest of you, we'll need to use this time to develop false identities, or at least reasons for your being there with me. I have some ideas, of course, but I'd like to hear from you first. And don't forget, we do have this at our disposal, Elias tips his hat towards you, and you come to recognize the bowler hat of disguise that Zoshal once wore. So you do have a hat of disguise.
How old does this hat look?
Does it look like it's been around for a few centuries?
It actually like hangs pretty wide around Elias's head, like it used to be worn by some
Like an
large
elephant,
creature.
maybe?
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
Does it look like that creature's knees bent backwards?
Hard to tell based off of the hat,
It's a
but
hat,
yeah, you know.
But
Could be.
the way the hat was lifted off of his head in the past shows that all of the pressure was.
backwards?
Given my reputation, it might be best that I take that if we're worried about being recognized.
I actually couldn't agree more.
As I have like a golden eye patch and a very like
Tusks.
nice
Yeah.
suit, tusks, and yeah.
When Luciana and I were brainstorming on what roles everyone might take, it would be hard to maybe fit someone of your appearance into such a noble house. No offense, of course.
Oh, none taken. I think they're disgusting.
So,
No offense. He looks at safety.
Some taken. I also have a disguise kit, if that would help at all.
that certainly could come in
paint
handy.
these away. That's just his big teeth.
Right.
I've seen some rather intriguing things on TikTok, actually. If you are open to my suggestion, I actually thought it might be best if you disguised yourself as, well, my betrothed, Mira Naturi. This would assuage any suspicions of me being up to something, since I honestly never put her in harm's way.
More
Why, Duke,
Elias
do you
sitting
fancy
in a
me?
tree.
You could have just asked, you know.
I simply believe this would be the best paradigm for us to adapt to.
Well, if you insist. And he gives him a wink. Which he has an eye patch, so it's like, did he just blink at me? Like,
Oh my god, that's funny.
He
you
passes
can
the hat of
leave that
disguise
eye.
over to you, and sort of see you get a shiver at imagining the fact that he might have to kiss you at some point. And what of you, Belfier and Sir Navoy? Any ideas?
Yeah, I could go in as like one of his bodyguards, guards, protectors.
Certainly, I think it makes all the sense in the world that you really could just pose as yourself as a protector of this noble caravan. There are quite a few esteemed faces. Mine alone would merit a protector of your caliber. Perhaps that would be the best course of action for you.
Yeah, I agree.
All
I
right,
don't
then.
think I would do very good pretending to be someone else.
I think you might do well enough, but let's not chance it. And Belfier, what say you?
To be honest, I don't really know much about the Azarath family. So I'm open to you, Elias, and Luciana's like suggestions. You said y'all were discussing it beforehand.
We did actually discuss something that might work for you. Being that you're a man well stationed and quite wealthy, perhaps this downtrodden Azarath family might take kindly to someone who would sponsor the union between Safety and our queen. The queen, of course, needs no money, but a man of your caliber would certainly be looking to hedge their bets on any future political alignments. That could be your motivation.
Pay for the wedding? I got it. I'll do it.
Absolutely. And I can assure you, there will be no such wedding, and you will be on the hook for no such gold. However, there will be some large sum of gold for you at the end of all this, should we survive.
How are we going to convince everyone that this benefactor has just showed up to pay for a wedding for a somewhat disgraced family?
Well, as I understand it, you've been adventuring for nearly a year, have you not?
Yeah, absolutely.
This could have been someone you met in your travels. Perhaps you saved his life at the quarrel that happened at my abode.
That's the story we'll go with then.
I think having both of you be close friends, in addition to you having a little bit more under the table dealings on the table, could work in our favor.
Let's do it.
We are besties for resties.
Not the pinky.
All right, then. Then all that remains is the journey ahead. As Elias leans back and sort of taps on the window, or sorry, the exterior of the caravan that leads to where Luciana is, you hear the reins sort of crack as the horse-drawn carriage begins to move.
So there's no time for me to like talk to the Duke aside.
There is a lot of time because you are, and I haven't shown this yet, but let me pull it up. You guys are moving from Illyrian, which is the bottom left here, and you have to travel all the way across the Ardenian south to get to Azarath, which is near the top
Wait,
right here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in no uncertain terms, this is about an 8-day journey.
Okay, well, at some point I would like to talk to the Duke.
Okay. We'll say a couple of days pass, and do you want to do that in private, or?
I mean, they can hear. I would do it in private, like in character, but I don't care if they're like at the table for it. That's what you're
Azarath is
asking.
a city and a last name.
Correct.
It's like street names that are named after people.
Yeah.
That's how you know they're rich.
Yeah.
They got money.
One of the knights in particular, you all stop in Threen, a small farming town on the way to Azarath, and as you begin to file out of your carriage and make arrangements at a nearby, very homely inn, you pull Elias aside, and
I would start by discussing like how best to portray his betrothed until the group gets far enough away, and then I would wrap that conversation up rather quickly, and then, does it not concern you that he comes from the family that we suspect,
it certainly does.
especially given their history?
To some extent, yes. But he almost lost his life in Illyrian, fighting the very people that serve his family, and as I understand it, he's been traveling for some time because he is estranged. He is the son of a arranged marriage that did not go the way of House Azarath.
And did he tell you this, or did you already know this?
That much is what I already know of his history. But we did talk in private, and the mere fact that he's agreed to this ruse to run up against his family is, I think, proof enough for me.
Does the Queen know of this plan?
The Queen knows what she needs to.
Because my worry is that once they've got us trapped in that house, they use this plan to further lure the Queen in and take care of the entire lineage.
A message has been sent to the Crown, detailing the possibility of House Azarath's involvement, and my plan to infiltrate their ranks. I've left out some of the details because I'm not sure the Queen would approve, but these are dire times.
Is there some sort of code that you use when speaking to her? You do not have to tell me what it is, but might be wise to establish one should they try to impersonate you.
There is one so established within the royal family that I've been drilled on since I was young. Yes, of course.
Okay. Well then, stay on your toes. Also, probably best I don't speak. So if they ask me questions, answer for me.
I'll do my very best. But Muriel, she mostly can just get by with a little bit of sass from time to time. Perhaps not so much in words, but in movement.
No. Well, I got you there, and he'll kind of like booty bump him a little bit.
That's exactly. That's a little too close for comfort, actually.
You also have to explain the hat. But yeah.
Of course. That also makes sense. Perhaps we can dress you up in a rather elegant gown that suits it. Perhaps the hat can be tilted somewhat.
I was thinking maybe I could be in travel clothes.
That could work as well. That could also work. Yes, we'll go with that. I think that's probably best.
I don't think I could fancy up this old-looking hat.
It doesn't require the use of a tailor, which I think would be hard to find on our way.
Fair enough.
All right. Would anybody else like a word with Elias before you guys get underway?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go up to talk to him, though. I would probably communicate via message with him.
Okay.
Do I have a message and not realize that?
No, I don't. Okay.
Sheet open.
I'll ask him, so you understand why I asked you earlier what I asked you. We don't know anything about Belfier. Nothing.
I do. And you're right. Belfier's wealth comes from an unseen source, but it is his discerning eye that found many of the clues that pointed us in the right direction in our first foray. He fought nobly in both fights, nearly losing his life in the second, much like you did. And so I trust him. I don't have much other choice.
I have a weird question to ask. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can I roll a perception check or something to see if I've ever noticed Belfier looking at the space above people?
Ooh, I like where you're going. Yeah. Make a.
Does he think I'm a leader?
We'll do insight.
Oh, good, because that's
Oh.
15.
I don't think you ever would have noticed that. As a matter of fact, Belfier's gaze is often sort of cast a bit downward, like he's sort of analyzing his surroundings before he steps, before he moves. I feel like that makes the most sense.
Got it.
And you could stop me if I'm wrong there, Dylan, too.
Nope,
but
that's right.
I feel like that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just keep an eye on him, I guess, and smile and wait.
Absolutely. We are certainly marching into the wolf's den here. And there is a chance that we find out we have a betrayer in our midst. But it's a chance I must take.
At least it's a den known to one of us.
Absolutely.
Unless you're the murderer.
And your expertise will certainly prove the most useful out of anyone on this exact occasion. I am putting a lot of trust into you, Knight.
I shall not falter.
So then, after 8 long days of travel...
I want to talk to Safety.
Yeah, go for it. You go to his room, I guess, at some point in the night.
Yeah.
You walk in, and Safety's just in the mirror. Marbeer, how are you?
Careful. You don't get stuck like that.
It seemed almost, lockjaw, I hear.
That's at least what my mom used to tell me. I didn't think she was right, though.
Well, you have tusks to kind of...
It was a joke.
You can't...
Mine is stuck like this.
That's fair.
Mine is stuck like this.
I'm not good on the
I've
funnier
gathered.
side of things.
I'm just gonna plainly ask you.
Yeah.
How aligned are you with your family?
They're not my favorite people in the world. My mother and my father are... they're, if anybody, who I'm closer to, but...
Than the main family?
Oh, yeah. We don't associate too much with the main Azaraths.
So how could you suspect them of this if you were not that close?
To recap, because you would know this, it was Luciana that had information from
pointed the finger.
Zoshal.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on, Sam. I have like 4 windows of notes open right now.
Okay, well then, how much do you think is true of what Luciana said, given your minimal proximity?
I'll point at you, and you'll hear in your head, I'll never say this out loud, but I don't trust that tabaxi. She's a tabaxi.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that bitch. and then I'll go back to just talking like normal. What did you ask me again?
Like, how much do you trust what she has to say, even though you weren't super close to your family?
I mean, long ago, the family sold out a good bit of... They weren't the greatest and kind of traded themselves over for the crown and power. So
I know.
I wouldn't trust them at all, to be honest with you. Not the main Azaraths.
Well, I know, but are you not what the Azaraths are to the crown, to your family in itself? Would it not go crown Azaraths than your people? Would you not be looking to take out potentially the entire...
Like, you're wondering if I want to take the crown?
Or disrupt power. It does run in your blood, whether you align yourself with that blood or not.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm not against disrupting the flow of power, but that's not for nefarious reasons necessarily.
Well,
I don't particularly enjoy the bureaucracy of government.
no, war times are best for everyone. So, should you find yourself down that path, just know that I may or may not be able to procure some goods to the highest bidder.
And then he'll leave.
So whenever Morber goes to leave and he opens the door, Belfier's gonna kind of like stumble forward, like I was listening. And I
Morber will just say, "Same goes for you, little man," and he'll pat you on the head and then he'll walk out.
I don't know if you're like a normal human size or not. I don't.
half elf.
Hey, you're half elf?
Yeah.
Okay.
You told me you would be able to procure goods.
I have said this in previous
No, I know,
sessions.
no, I
yeah.
know.
Yeah, he's a weapons dealer.
No, no.
Okay.
And so I want to. I look at safety and I'm like, I can't stop thinking about the fact that if the Azarath family is could be behind the king's murder, you
More than
were the
likely.
only. You were the only. You were the only Azarath at that we know of that was like there. So how do we know it wasn't you that gave the butler the weapon?
Didn't we solve the who?
We don't know who.
No, we don't know
You
who
don't know
gave
how the weapon
weapon.
got there. You just know that the weapon was smuggled through Illyrian, and you found the smuggler just in time for them to tell you that they were put to the task by someone wearing a cloak that had the Azarath emblem on it.
Why would I need to go in such a roundabout method as hiring a smuggler and getting them to bring in a weapon when I'm already going to the event and could easily do it? And just to prove
Keep
his
your
point,
hands clean.
he'll just like mage hand behind you and like have him tap your shoulder. And it wouldn't be difficult for me to just do it myself. So you can think what you want, obviously. Your opinions are your opinions, but no, I'm not a fan of my family
I've
necessarily.
heard you've been asking questions about me. Watch it, bitch.
No. No, you're sugar daddy. You're paying for the wedding.
That's all I wanted to ask. So I'll leave.
While after I see you and I leave the room, I am actually going to Certain Boy's room.
You
Okay.
actually start eavesdropping on our
I
conversation.
fall through the door and I'm like,
I will say, if someone wants to eavesdrop, just you can like text me privately, and I'll have you roll like a perception check or something
Okay.
to see. If
Gotcha.
you can- That way we don't keep people from discussing
not
certain
disturb
things
on?
or something. Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to go to Certain Boy's room.
Okay.
Knock knock.
Oh my
Don't
god.
answer.
I was truly like,
I slip a note under your door and it reads no.
You pull the door from the wrong side and rip it off its hinges.
yeah.
I just want to make sure that, should you have any plans to take justice into your own hands when we get there, that you think of the Duke and the lineage and keeping them safe.
Everything I do is with the Duke in mind.
Okay, I'm just making sure that, at the bare minimum, should you decide to take anyone out, you let us know. That way we can keep our
Before
Our
or after I
bankroll.
do it?
I would prefer before so that we can ensure the safety of our benefactor.
Hmm.
But just keep that in mind as we travel and get a lay of the land in the.
Okay.
Okay.
And he'll leave.
Okay. I have a lot of ideas, but I don't want to tell you, so. I have thoughts.
So, as this eventful night,
Yeah.
this very homey hotel winds to a close, you guys continue your travel, and after 8 long days across the Ardenian South, you've seen nothing but rolling hills and small farmland settlements that offered a welcome respite from evenings spent sleeping on the road. You spend your last night just outside of Azarath in the rural town of Nidverith. Here you are able to rest well and clear your minds and bodies of any compiled exhaustion from the journey. As you make your final preparations, you may even overhear some rumors or discover new gleanings about your allies based on the conversations you had on the road. Everyone choose to roll either an insight or perception check. Your choice will determine what you may find here.
Well, my choice is determined by my pluses.
I got a 17 insight.
A 17 insight.
I got
roll it. We'll take one at a time. Just remember your rolls.
I
For
also
me.
got a 17.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Insight as well?
Perception.
Oh.
17
That's what I was
insight.
gonna say.
Roll a d6 for me.
4. Jesus. That was my metal
That's a
dice.
very-
Say it out loud. Say it out loud. So we all
No.
know.
Oh, more texts.
It is more text, more secrets. If you guys are interested in the secrets that I'm sending to them too, join our Discord. I'd be happy to share these after the fact. And Belfier, what did you get? What did you roll and what did you get?
I rolled perception. Well, 23 perception.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a... What would that be? A d10.
I need a cigarette. It's 38 minutes into the session.
4.
Wait, Alex, you said D10?
Wait,
Oh, yeah, you can re-roll it.
That was a D8.
That was a D8.
Yeah.
my bad.
No, you good.
A 10.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to get this one right here.
You get all of it.
You take 10 damage.
Yeah, literally.
Your eyes open and you're like, you see the future and you know who the murderer is.
You have 2 deaths.
And it's me.
Yeah. You see yourself killing.
Tex, you feel like killing this person.
You become-
And then safety,
15 insight.
insight. Roll a d6.
I don't know what it is about saying a D6 that like throws my brain off to like ignore the cubes. 1.
A 1.
Because it's like, I almost just see that as a dice, not as like a...
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah,
whenever we play so much Mario Party, the dice on Mario Party are D6s, but they roll 1 through 10.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
You said insight or perception?
insight.
Insight, yeah.
And what'd you get?
That's
on
what I
your-
thought.
15.
What'd you get on your D6?
1.
Okay, so
Yeah,
What'd
so
you
it is
get?
different.
we don't get the same 4.
Oh. I wasn't paying attention.
He also rolled a 7.
All right. And a 17 what?
Perception.
Perception, roll a d6. Or sorry,
D10.
perception is
I
d10.
was about to say, I get a D6, but he gets
Yeah,
a D10.
I had it backwards. I had it backwards.
Murderer.
It's because he got a 10. He got all of them. He got all the things already.
9.
Yeah,
I
I'm trying.
almost
I
started
wanted to
reading
use
this out
more
loud.
of these rumors here, so I'm having fun.
Oh, no, this is fun. I like
Yeah.
the rumors.
Yeah, I forgot that I had a rumor to address. And I was like, man, I ain't got nothing to say. And then after, I was like, oh,
You're like, oh, that's what they're talking about.
I did have something to say. Had a really long day
Oh, so you
today.
don't talk
Yeah,
about
no,
your
it's
rumors.
okay.
I see. Well, no, I knew what mine was. I just feel like it didn't
I was
apply for right
I was
now.
acting on mine. I wasn't necessarily talking directly about
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like, every time we say rumors, I think of, is it Umbrella Academy? Which is like, I heard of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I think of.
That's like one of the only fun parts from Umbrella Academy. I feel like it fell off so quick. Anyway, we'll review Netflix shows on another stream. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before enacting your plan in True?
I would like to talk to Elias.
Okay.
Now that I realize that we're talking to him about some rumors.
Yeah.
So, Ravina Azarath, what do you know of her?
I actually know very little of Ravenna. I know that she is Safety's mother, and I know that she was once a prominent member of Avela Shea. Still is, in fact. I hear that she spends much of her time with her people rather than with the house that she married into.
Are you doing this in front of all of us?
So this would be
Well,
private.
I would definitely not be doing it in front of Safety
Okay.
because it's about his family.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the setting right now.
And also,
You guys
Are
would
we
be
still at the inn or
you would
whatever?
be at a different inn, but like
Okay.
just shy of
Okay.
Azarath. So to kind of paint a picture, there's a
there's a bridge.
there's a small, I say a small, it's the largest farming settlement that you've seen thus far, called Nidverith, and it's about 2 hours outside of Azarath. This farming settlement supplies Azarath with a lot of their food and goods, and to kind of make sure that you guys are well rested and good to go, you stopped here for one last kind of check-in, and because you're so close to Azarath, and because you've been around your companions for like a week now, that's why I had you all roll an additional thing on the rumor table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just that we've one more. Okay.
Good
So
luck
you're in an
spelling
inn
Avela
there.
Shea, by
Okay.
the way.
So
I know how to spell it.
sounds pretty respectable of her that she's a woman of the people. You know. Do you think she gets along with the family, or would have anything to
I would
have any reason to go against them?
I'll have you make a persuasion check for this one. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm good at it.
Mm-hmm.
16.
Okay. He kind of crosses his arms. While I am in direct support of the crown, I do have to admire the people of Avela Shea and their unwillingness to give way to their demands. This was, in fact, their land long before we were here. And while this is how the world works, they have put up quite the fight, both diplomatically and in war times. Specifically, Ravenna, I think probably has a hard time with the Azarath family. Hers was a strategic union, and one proposed by the crown in order to strengthen the bonds between Azarath and Avela Shea. But I don't believe that Safety's parents were ever truly in love.
So she's got no love for the family.
She might have some. It's hard to say without having met her personally. But I do believe that the family probably views her as a dark spot, a blemish on the lineage of House Azarath.
He's serious.
Can I just say that I'm here?
Honestly, that's who I was kind of thinking would be, just because you're a knight.
I'm fine with
just
that.
like
if you're okay with that, I'm
rolling-
fine.
Yeah.
roaming
I just
the
wanted to
halls,
do it without
doing
Safety
surf
being around
things.
because it's his family.
Right, I gotcha.
And
So
But it's his family. He would know the most about it.
yeah. And tell me what you know about
If only we had like more.
Lady Casafina.
Yeah.
Casafina.
Yes, I've heard whispers that she may be more in charge than she's letting on.
Who is that?
The matriarch.
Lady Casafina leads Azarath, I would say as well. At least since Halderian, her husband, lost both the children. Of course, they both lost their children, but they dealt with it in different ways. They are elven, and so have long outlived my stay here on the material plane. But from what I understand,
Halderian was not always so stoic as he is now. Casafina, on the other hand, has seemingly plunged herself into resurrecting the status of House Azarath. It is her heart that we will want to win over while we're there.
Do you have any advice on how to do that?
Ooh, Grim be given.
Ooh, Grim. Thank you for the. It looks like a dollar symbol, but I think it's a 5.
It is.
Yeah. I think probably the best way into her heart is to just treat her house with the respect that she feels it deserves. While I would look upon her house as diminished in light of recent times, I will be singing her praises specifically while we are under their roof.
Noted.
At this point, I would like to walk up.
Well, I was gonna.
You can
Well,
say
I
what you
think
want to
Sarah
say.
Boy
You can
has
say what
that,
you want to
yeah.
say, but I
Yeah,
would like to
Right.
be in the conversation with
Yeah.
these two at this
I
point.
kind of want to just add on to the conversation of
you're there.
Vienna.
You're
Yeah.
there.
So
Safety's off, like wondering, like, where do I go?
You're sleeping late.
so she's from Ivale Shea, and aren't they the tribe known for constantly feuding with the crown?
They are, and she was married into the Azarath family in an attempt to prevent that. This lasted
yeah.
for a period of time, but of course, marriage can only win over the hearts of so many for so long in the eyes of political gain. It would have gone over much more smoothly had the other marriage took. There was a marriage arranged between the daughter of Casafina and a prior king. This was some
Say that
150 years ago. There was supposed to be a marriage between Casafina's daughter and a
Why?
prior king.
Why wasn't there?
Things were set and ready to go, but an event called the Bleeding of Two Trees, the daughter disappeared inexplicably.
Okay, good. I was wondering what that meant. I have that in my notes, and I was like, what is blood of two trees? I was writing fast. I have no idea what that is.
I think had that marriage occurred, we'd be in a much different standing with the people of Ivale Shea today. It is, of course, my hope that we can reach a greater peace. It's why I invited Mr. Taro, if you remember him, to my engagement. Or my betrothal, rather. He was the big Minotaur guy that smashed a bunch of bookcases in the library.
Who?
Me and my hubby.
In the first one?
Mr.
first-
Taro.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Thompson.
Tumnus.
Me and my hubby as I walk up. And I'll say, speaking of which, my benefactor has actually graced me with the means to better disguise myself, as I'll hand him back the bowler hat.
Oh.
If someone else should need it, I don't know if you for any reason want to be not you. I would.
Should still be time to attune if someone would find better use for this. If you all may not, then I might pass it off to Luciana.
I forgot that I had Mask of Many Faces
No, you're
as
fine.
and I could just do that for free.
In your benefactor. And I was like, oh, he's a world. Yeah, right, got it. What? Don't look at me like that. I'm sleeping.
No.
You don't have to take it, but I
mostly
didn't.
thinking, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
in the
you'd
beginning-
probably be walking up at about this point as this is
I'm dead in my bedroom.
close to the agreed upon
Not
time.
the
you're the
leave.
murdered.
I would walk up and kind of...
Okay, well then, whenever you do that, I ask Elias, like, do you think disguising myself as the help would be more beneficial to us, or sponsoring the wedding is still the play?
I think probably approaching this as a new figure to impress would be more beneficial to our cause. Again, we want to win the heart of Casafina, and it would be much easier to win her heart if you were a wealthy gentleman fawning over her rather than just the help.
Perfect. Then keep it if we need. Or
As y'all
later
finish
use.
those couple sentences, you just hear it from behind y'all. Yeah, she'll eat it up if you're a wealthy rich man.
So to Luciana it goes, should she need it.
He kind of passes it off to it, and you hardly heard her walking up as she's like got very light footsteps, and she takes it out of his hand. I will make sure to put it to good use.
Where we go? Huh. You two are quite the pair sneaking up on us.
Well, maybe
Hope you don't
maybe
try
I
to kill
can
us.
make
No.
use of the hat.
How so? What do you have planned?
Wait, you saying that you should be disguised?
Yeah, maybe I should use the hat. Not like to enter the mansion, but maybe like, I could disguise myself as a butler at some point if I need
To
to go
move
like
freely?
stealthy, sneak around. If it worries you that much, I will keep a message in touch with you.
We also know that you'd be wearing that.
Because the way I know, the way the bowler hat works,
You can see the hat.
the hat
but
doesn't
everything-
disguise. It's not. It is always there as the
Yeah,
bowler
you
hat.
Oh,
always
so
have
y'all
a
would
hat.
know
Yeah, so
what-
we would. Yeah, we would be able to point you out because it's like that's.
Yeah, okay.
That's safety. So I wouldn't care.
I would like to ask Safety a question.
Should we vote? Do I
ask
get the
me.
hat?
Sure.
Yeah, are we voting on the imposter? Who all thinks it's safety?
You are the weakest
I almost said I have 3 guesses. But I think I've narrowed it down between mostly 2 people. But yeah.
Luciana passes the hat over to you as she says, I move silently. I may not need such a thing.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. Be careful.
thought you were gonna say
The hat
something
itself does not disguise. I'm not sure if you know this.
That's fine. I think I look and I'll put it on my head.
Pretty cute.
I would like to.
I can just
ask-
wear the hat like without it disguising,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
think you have to
absolutely.
activate it.
Yeah, okay. Because I just want it to be like, Safety, why do you have a new hat? And I'll be like, I don't know.
So Safety, I didn't think about it until just now, but how does your family feel about half elves? Are they racist?
I don't think that they would be, no.
Okay.
I'm a high elf, and I know hoity-toity, but they're chill.
Okay.
Yeah, that's chill.
Just wanted to make sure that before I go try to impress Lady Castavina.
Oh, you could be a dwarf. If you have money, that's all she cares about.
Cool. I've got lots of it, so let's go.
Ow! You?
Yeah. I like to.
What do you do?
I'm like
What do you do, Belfier?
I'm like Leo from Love Is Blind.
I take offense to that.
I say with
Very
an eye
rich.
patch.
I don't understand that reference.
It's our like one. But no, I you don't need to know how I get my money, but I have lots of it, so it's all good.
Slay.
Keep your secrets, little man.
So,
I feel like I'm the open one of this group, and we're all suspecting me.
you're too open.
I'm not the one pocket watching over here.
It's also your family.
Yeah.
that's applied
You
to Blade.
fit the best into.
You've got some immediate suspicion put on you from there. But you did also get some extra information because of your
That's
background. So, it trades off. Yeah, fuck you. I'm just kidding. So,
Damn.
now that everyone has kind of had a moment to discuss amongst themselves their concerns before charging into what could be certain doom, the last rays of sun vanish during a gloomy afternoon as a light misting rain drags down the surrounding greenery with beads of dew. The moisture collects on your brow as you wipe away what could appear to others as a nervous sweat. Whether it is or isn't hardly matters, as the carriage doors close behind you and you take your seat alongside your allies. In response, the clatter of hooves upon the dirt signify the point of no return, and you are drawn slowly and steadily into the throes of danger once more. In no time at all, you are carried across the expansive bridge that spans a deep ravine dividing Ardenia into east and west parts, and serving as an impressive doormat for the Azarath just ahead. The carriage stops briefly as Luciana speaks to 2 guards standing outside of the staggering settlement, giving you just enough time to admire the height of the walls and the abrupt change in scenery. As you begin to move once more, you find not merely a noble homestead, but an entire small city tucked at the foot of a looming mansion, backed by swirling dark clouds that nearly obscure the landscape around. Your admiration is only interrupted by Luciana's voice from the front of your mobile prison, as she whispers in a hushed voice, "Here we go. Get ready."
I will have already disguised myself like the minute we got in the carriage, because I
Yeah.
can recast it as many times as I want.
Understood?
I'm going to take the bowler hat off and put it in my backpack.
Okay. The carriage slows before gracefully coming to a halt, and you count the seconds as Luciana dismounts and moves towards the door. As it begins to open, you become intimately aware that none of you have spoken a word over the last hour of travel. Yet you follow Elias's lead as he steps into the courtyard and breaks the tense silence by speaking against a towering individual with 2 large tusks and an elephant's trunk protruding from their armor. "Sir, you may inform the Lord and Lady Azarath that the Duke Elias Montclair and his company have arrived." After a long pause, the guard turns and pushes open the doors into the Azarath mansion and waits on the other side for you to enter. Once again, trailing Elias, you all file in as the doors are closed behind you. Inside, a vision of eclectic elegance unfurls in front of you. The marble floors shine resplendently in response to the candle-lit chandelier, and the velvet drapery combines well with the jade accents upon the walls and columns supporting this large antechamber. It is then that your eyes fall upon an older elven man descending the central stairway towards your party. His gait is slow but gliding, and his grayed eyes seem to stare directly into yours until he finally clasps the Duke's outstretched hand. "Elias, it is good to see you. I can't believe just yesterday you could hardly see above the king's dinner table. Now you bring such great tidings to mine." "The honor is mine, Lord Azarath, please." "Ardenia is fine. We are all friends here." He looks out across all of you. "Though I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting you all." The old elf looks across all of you and waits for your introductions.
I'll walk in front, and I'll do like a I don't know what to call that.
Yeah, a bow. Or like a
Like a
knot.
salute
like
bow.
a military.
Like a military,
yeah, a
like,
militant
salute.
bow.
Yeah, and I'll say, "I am Sir Navoy. I'm here to keep the peace."
"And the peace you shall keep, then." He looks to you, Belfier.
And I will bow, and and my name is Belfier, and I'm here to sponsor Safety's betrothal.
Right? Would he not
It
go
would
by
be
night?
wedding. You would know,
Yeah,
but
wedding,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Generous offering. The crown wants not for money, but it is a grand gesture that we will not refuse. Thank you.
It's the thought that counts.
And as
And
he
the money.
turns to you, Morber, Elias steps in. He says, "Allow me, Haldurian, to introduce you to my betrothed, Muriel Naturi. On the journey, she has fallen somewhat ill and lost her ability to speak, so I will do so for her."
Insight check? Oh, it's you. I forgot it was you.
It was very convincing.
Did someone get sick? What the fuck?
Who's this person? We haven't met them
Yeah, I
yet.
was like, what's happening?
Haldurian sort of holds out his hand. He takes yours and, he feels like the meat of your fingers.
I will have put gloves, like had gloves as part of the, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, they're hefty,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, no, I know, yeah.
And you
Gloves.
see a moment of perplexion before he kneels down and kisses your fingertips.
I made the face to make sure
Yeah.
that I could actually
Yeah.
make that noise as murmur.
I'm charmed to meet the betrothed of such an honorable man.
And I will do my best curtsy.
Hopefully, the dinner we have prepared will soothe your spirits.
Thank you.
In fact, it is being prepared by, and before he can complete his speaking, another elven individual rushes the party and actually collides with Safety as he he exclaims, "Oh, my boy, welcome home. It's so good to see you. I'm sure you have many tales to tell, and I can't wait to hear about," as then
Papa.
Haldarian sort of holds him back. Now, let us not overwhelm our guests. I am sure they have had a long journey.
Is your dad a Diggory? Of the Cedric Diggory lineage?
My boy! I was like, why are you looking at me like that, Sam? I didn't do anything.
That doesn't bode well for you.
At the very least, my brother-in-law's sentiment is shared by myself, and I thank you all for being here, especially given such an impressive dowry from the crown. Such grace was not expected at all, Elias. As Elias sort of gets an odd and confused look for a moment when suddenly a face appears from behind Haldarian that you recognize. Octavian Pharaoh, the king's former advisor, now makes his presence known. What were you about to ask?
He was at the dinner, right?
He was at the original
Oh, okay.
session
Lord,
one.
Is Lord Azarath, he's Papa, right?
I mean, he's
Peacock.
your father's brother. He is
Oh,
quite old,
got
and
it.
your
Paul
father is too, but he's a little more youthful.
That's actually Paul Ray.
Yeah.
Lord Azarath is
Hey, Paul.
he's old, but he's not. He speaks more frailly than he looks. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as Octavian Pharaoh makes himself known, he speaks.
Oh, but of course. As I've said the last 2 days, the Queen wants to make sure that you know what it means to join our family. We want you to be well compensated, regardless of the fact that you have much to gain politically in this union.
And he eyes specifically Elias and sort of cuts him a glance. Almost, you know what? I'll allow you to make an insight check because of what you were talking with Elias about before.
I was going to say, I would also be looking at Elias for his reaction. Like, is he like, oh shit, I didn't know this guy was going to be here?
Yeah, I apologize.
19.
Guys, I think I had a stroke at some point. What was Elias confused about Papa saying?
The fact that the crown gave him the Azarath family a very generous dowry, which is what normally
Recently?
happens, like for this betrothal. So usually in medieval times, it is customary to give a dowry to the family of the man your daughter is being wed to.
Yeah.
But as this is the queen marrying someone technically like beneath her, that normally would not be necessary. So it's just kind of a weird power move, it seems like.
And Taro jumped in.
Octavian Pharaoh. He's a human. Mr. Taro is. We talked about him earlier, but he's not in the session. I can tell you that.
Oh,
This
shit.
is Pharaoh. Yeah, not Taro. 19 on my insight.
19 on your insight. You definitely see Elias not only sweat at the fact that he's confused about this dowry being given, but the fact that Octavian is here means that the queen knows more than he meant to tell her.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
How do we know Octavian again? I remember the
Yeah.
name.
First session.
He kind of flew under the radar in the first
yeah.
session,
I know,
but
I
he
don't
was
have
I remember
notes
the
about
name,
him.
but
That's
I don't
why.
know if it's like.
he was the king's advisor, and I think at one point one of you found out a rumor that him and the queen were in a relationship.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, a situationship,
Got it.
if you will.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was also the one that was like really upset about like us like when we were trying to find the antechamber and going down. He was like weirdly upset about the whole thing.
Yeah.
So for a second, I suspected
Mm.
him.
Yeah. As he begins to explain exactly how gracious the queen is for this union, he's interrupted once again by Linus. Wait, Mr. Vasillo, you're supposed to be working in the hallway. Get back to it. As you all turn and in an abrupt fashion from Safety's father towards a small gnomish man behind you with carving tools and an elegant ensemble complete with a blue feather in his cap. Yes, sir. My apologies to you and Lord Azarath. I only stepped outside for a moment and slipped in behind these fine folks, but I'll be right back to work now.
Does that feather look? There were feathers in the last session. That's all I remember.
Make a history check to see if you recognize the feather, I guess.
Dude, I'm rolling so fucking well.
Just wait till combat.
Yeah. History?
Yep.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. With a dirty 20.
Oh, sorry. That's a -1. I have an 18.
with an 18. Oh, no, you don't get it. No. With an 18, you are positive that this is not the same feather as before.
It was a blue feather, though, right?
It was a blue feather.
Okay. Not
And that
crazy.
one was quite a bit smaller. This one is large, almost like peacock feather-like.
Gotcha.
So it is different. But as the gnome then shuffles back down the hall, Linus continues. Well, in any case, I'm sure you're all tired from your travels, and Knight, we can talk about any stories that you've gained in your year of adventuring over dinner. I'm sure your mother will be glad to hear of it too. She's here right now.
Mother's here.
She is, yes. She came just for this occasion. We're all very glad to have her.
You see Safety for a half second kind of gaze off, and he'll, well, that's wonderful. I didn't expect her to be back already.
Yes, of course. I don't think she would miss such an important event for her son, no matter how much time and how important Avela Shea is to her.
I am so... This is going to be a grandiose occasion. Don't you agree?
I'm so pissed I can't talk.
It's okay. Because I said...
I didn't mean to silence you.
No, I just would, yeah.
Wouldn't be a grandiose occasion, and I'll kind of like do like this, and as my finger like points towards you, you'll hear something's going on.
I can respond to message, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You would hear back. I gathered as much.
Make a sleight of hand check. As I believe there are components to message.
Yeah, I think it's like a thin copper wire. Or is that
Yeah,
sending?
you've gotta, like-
Sending is...
Sending's
Yeah,
no
it's a-
message is
it's
the
a-
copper wire.
It's a copper wire.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand 17.
Okay, yeah. It doesn't look like anyone noticed, especially with how boisterous
copper wire
Linus is being.
It dings off my eye patch.
Haldurian chimes in once again as he clears his throat. In any case, Linus and I need to make sure that preparations for dinner are running smoothly. This is Merelda. She'll be happy to show you around while you wait. And Lord Azarath motions to a pale half-elven woman with a wrinkled expression worn in by her glaring gaze. She wears a black outfit to match her long black hair, drawn into a tight bun at the back of her head. As you wish, my lord. She bows in response, and after her gesture, Haldurian practically pulls the overexcited brother-in-law of his back up the stairs from where they came before leaving you all alone with the armored guard that let you in and the Azarath maid. Merelda, as all of you continue to process the intricate dynamic of this family, and Safety just sort of sits there like twiddling his thumbs.
I was gonna say, you also kind of visibly see like while he's with his family, he's kind of a little bit more stoic, and then as soon as they walk out, he's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, kind of relaxes a little.
Is Merelda part of the Avela Shea?
Merelda is not.
Okay.
You would know this.
Okay.
Merelda bows once again before instructing your group. If you would, follow me, please. She turns and begins to lead with her hands held perfectly behind her back. Just here, she points. She's not waiting for you at all.
Merelda, there's no need for the fancies.
There's much to cover tonight. We
Very
have
well.
many things to do. Here are our servants' quarters, but they've all been converted to suit your needs. The first room is mine, so feel free to ask if you have any questions during your stay. The Duke will stay upstairs, in a private room next to Mr. Octavian, and Knight, of course, will stay in his own room.
I get to stay with Duke.
You get to see
I know.
the
That's me. That's me
five
asking. Yeah.
You would be staying with the Duke. Yeah.
I'm upstairs.
I keep forgetting your disguise. You know.
Are there 2 beds, or do you have to share a bed?
I hope we get to share.
Merelda leaves no pause for questions as she moves swiftly across the main hall, and then just beneath the stairway is where Miss Ravenna will be staying, so please do not disturb her. Next to that is our library. She gestures again through a set of double doors to a room filled with various scrolls and well-read books. Seated in one of the cozy reading chairs appears a lavender-colored tiefling woman in casting robes. She looks up only to give a quick smile and a curt nod, but her eyes never quite leave the page as she flips on to the next. Ishandra is our house's sage, tasked with keeping the family safe from magical threats and making our daily lives easier with our arcane skills. Merelda moves once again at pace to the front right of the main floor. Here we have our music room. Sadly, on such short notice, your visit has left us without a musician, but you are welcome to indulge yourself here as well. This, of course, connects to the dining hall, where Lord and Lady Azarath look forward to treating you all with a meal from the renowned Philael Relith himself, who is already hard at work in the kitchen, as you can see. And you turn and notice she's already made her way down the hallway to the kitchen.
You said Mr. Relith is here, Merelda.
When you do catch up to her, you spy a pale blue furball frantically moving between simmering pots and sizzling skillets. He stops and walks quickly to meet Merelda before hearing something begin to boil over and rushes back to his duties as he calls out to her loudly. "Hey, lady, you better get me what I asked for. You'll regret it." "Mr. Philael, these are our esteemed... I don't care who they are. I'm Philael Relith, and you can pass that message on to your lord and lady for all I care." Merelda turns her nose up before turning back to you all and bowing once more with a sigh. "My apologies. It seems my attention is needed elsewhere. Feel free to roam as you like until dinner is ready. Only Lord Azarath's private study is off limits to guests," as she motions to a door at the end of the hall, and she escapes your company.
Is that Alderian?
Yeah.
Does... Oh, I keep going to say Relith.
Mm-hmm.
Does he go to, like, bare hand, like, try to, like, take the lid off the pot that's boiling over?
You know what? For the sake of fun, I'll say yes.
Yeah.
Shit!
Yeah, he was rude to Merelda. No, he's gonna like go to grab it and then realize it, and I'm gonna cast Mage Hand to hold his hand there for an extra couple seconds.
Ooh, okay. Sleight of hand check for sure on that.
And your mage
They
hand is
say-
invisible?
It is as
I
a...
guess.
I think so.
Be
Because
really
Mage Hand
funny
usually
if it
isn't.
Oh,
wasn't.
no,
Oh, no,
it is. I forgot.
You can
They
make the
removed
spectral
something
hand-
from Thief. I couldn't...
Oh!
Or, sorry, from
Crazy.
Arcane Trickster. I couldn't remember what it was. You can't use tools with it anymore. But you can definitely do what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen D&D do this either. D&D Beyond, it has it in like neon red writing at the bottom.
Because it's not always there.
It says you can make the spectral hand invisible. You can control the hand as a bonus action, and through it you can make this dexterity sleight of hand.
Yeah, that's
checks.
specific to you. That is not
You
part
said
of
a
the
sleight of
spell.
hand.
Mhm.
17.
Okay. Roll 2d4. As you hear a sizzle coming from We'll make it 1d4. I think 2d4 is a bit much because that would kill a commoner.
4.
Okay. As he takes 4 points of damage, he peels his hand away. Finally, as you're able to as you release him, and you see the hand already beginning to swell, and he's like, "This is gonna make things a little bit harder, isn't it? God damn!"
You know, I was looking so much forward to your wonderful food. It's almost like you being rude caused some karma there. That's crazy.
Falale doesn't serve trash, and you're gonna get the best dining experience you've ever had, whether I have one hand to serve dishes or not.
The Azaraths expect that from you.
Of
And then
course.
I'll turn around and leave.
So while this is going on,
Of course they do. They expect everything.
I'd like to cast Unseen Servant to go take an ingredient that he was using.
Hell yeah.
Okay, there are a number of ingredients spread out. Is there one in particular you're looking for? There's a lot of leafy greens. There appears to be some fish that have only been descaled as of so far. Some berries.
What was the thing he was doing before checking the pot and burning his hand? Like, what was the task he was he like chopping the greens?
He looks like he was boiling some sort of gravy.
Okay.
Take the fish.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about cooking, chat, so if I fuck that up,
I'll take the fish then, and I'll just have my Unseen Servant just like take it out of the room.
okay.
And then while that's going on, I'd like to. Is there like a counter or something in between us, or is he like? I just want to flip like a couple gold onto it and just be like, chill out, bud.
Yeah.
You know.
You as Belfier flipping that up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the kitchen is sort of like an open design, where basically it's just a giant U shape, and as you enter the room, you are in the U. So there's nothing in between you, and
Okay, so there's no like tables or anything.
There's no like
around?
island in the middle.
there is no island in the middle.
Okay.
As you flip the 2 gold, and your Unseen Servant takes an ingredient that he was using without him being aware, he goes to catch it and uses his burnt hand. Oh,
I'm gonna pick up my like small hand axe and be like, "You need me to fix that for you?"
No, I like my hand where it is. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna like wink at him and just put it back.
I want to bully the mean cook.
I was just picking on him a little bit.
No, but like all 3 of you.
Mira walks in. You're ugly. Like, walks back out.
He walks in. You're ugly.
That's quite the range you got on you, woman.
Poor Merelda wasn't doing that.
That isn't all I can do.
Oh my god.
And so, as
That's
you
the family.
turn your attention towards the door that Merelda told you is off limits, you do see, just shy of the door, the gnomish man from before who is working on repairing some collapsed stonework and masonry just shy of the door to the study. Hey there, good to see you again. Don't mind me.
What? You said collapsed stonework? Is it like a like a structural thing, like a column fell or something? Like
It
that?
looks like a combination. Make an investigation check for me, though.
Okay.
Stacking dice over there.
ADHD. You said investigation. Sorry, I'm taking a chat roll for this.
You didn't want to say it out loud.
Threat! Threat! What roll did you take? Did you take the 18?
No, I'm gonna take. Let's see. Sorry, investigation. I'm gonna just take 11.
Okay.
So this is gonna be 11 plus 5, 16.
Okay. With your 16, it looks as though something like maybe it was a statue of some sort that was part of the wall came dislodged, and when it fell, it crushed the marble floor beneath. Now this mason is here not only to possibly like clean up the rubble mess and maybe even reform the statue, but also to repair and replace the marble floor beneath.
In like my investigation, nothing looked like it just looked like an accident, or was there anything that suggested it could have been
If this
out of place?
If this was an accident, it's hard to tell because the statue is smashed to bits. it could have been that somebody walked by it and just kind of knocked it over. It could be that if it was part of the wall, there was like a structural issue where it just came dislodged. It's hard to tell with a 16
Okay.
for sure.
I know.
So with you all being left alone, what would you all like to do? You're here in House Azarath. Your mission is underway.
I would like to try to find some time to like write a note.
Mm-hmm.
To pass to safety.
Okay. I'll have you make a sleight of hand check if you're trying to do that in secret.
I don't care if any of them see. I care if people who don't know that I'm disguised see. But
I
yes.
gotcha. Okay.
He said that
Yeah, that's fine then.
Dylan didn't
I-
roll his eyes. So the chat rolled
Yeah.
Imposter!
Line 297, subsection B.
Yeah.
Thou
roll
must.
their eyes.
I was more so just disappointed in my nat one.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was in that one. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I'll say the note out loud so the chat can know. I don't
Okay.
care that everyone else knows. But you would basically, it would read, what about your mom being here worries you most?
Your mom.
I would probably.
And most
I
would be like underlined, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would message you back and explain that it's just odd that she's gone for decades at a time. I mean, we're elves. We live a while. She's gone for decades at a time to be with the Availashe. It just seems strange to me that she would come back for something like this. I know I'm her son, but I don't know.
Would she not have been informed of your betrothal?
No, I imagine she would have.
So you two aren't particularly close?
No.
Interesting. That's it.
She's gone for decades at a time.
Decades.
Decades.
I was 500 the last time I saw her.
Baby.
I would like to. What time of day is it? Is it like?
It is evening, so the sun has set at this point.
Are people settled in their rooms yet, or are they still like?
People are
mingling?
getting ready for dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to find. Do I see any like workers, like maids, butlers, anything like that? Or can I find one?
Make a perception check for me.
It's nighttime right now.
It is. Yeah, the sun is just set.
Perception.
We're
you
in
said?
here, right?
Yeah.
Mansion? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, all the players have maps. You can hand those out.
You said perception, Alex.
Yes.
20.
Okay, with your 20, as you round the corner, you see Muriel kind of charging off, and you begin to gather that because a lot of the servants' quarters have been cleared out, you've probably met a lot of the people that run House Azarath on the daily, even though they may have more servants occasionally. They made room for you all, and so there's.
Okay.
It seems like Merelda is one of the only ones here attending your needs, but as you see her kind of run around the corner, you see another much more elegantly dressed woman come out of Ravenna's room and begin making her way towards the dining hall, when suddenly she halts and turns on a swivel and sees all of you, sees Knight in particular, and makes her way over to you. Mama.
Is that mom?
Hello, son.
Mother, how are you?
I'm well. I'm happy to hear about your betrothal. I think it will bode well for our house.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And it's just really good to see you. I'm glad you came all the way back.
Who are all your friends?
Well, so this is
Mirror.
Elias's betrothed.
Pleasure to meet you. So many marriages happening in such a short time. Reminds me of my
No,
own.
This
And
is
she'll curtsy.
Belfield.
Or I will.
I would like to bow like deeply. kiss her hand and try to like, hello.
As you grasp her fingertips, much in the same way that Haldarian did to Muriel, you actually feel her like sort of twitch, almost just instinctively. But she kind of steadies herself and allows the gesture to continue. Thank you. Pleasure to meet you.
I don't feel weird for doing it.
Belfier
I thought she was
is
gonna be disguised too.
someone who has become a
also
good
half
friend
orc.
of mine, a good compatriot, and he is actually sponsoring the wedding.
Oh, a very generous offer. I much appreciate it. As Knight's mother, any friend of Knight's is a friend of mine.
Do I trust that? Do I think she's being honest that friends of knights are?
Make an insight check.
We all the knights that sing.
Haha, 21.
Is the
You get the-
master? Sorry.
No, it's okay. You get the sense that she means what she says, but she's not sure how to express it. In much the same way that, like, if you have a relative you haven't seen in a really long time, it's just kind of like weird. You don't like. She feels maybe almost as if she doesn't know Knight that well. In particular,
A
she
bit
calls him
estranged,
Knight
yeah.
as opposed to how you all know him as Safety. What was your question? I'm sorry.
I cleared up with
Yeah.
Caleb.
Oh,
I was just
okay.
asking room assignments.
And this is Sir Navoy,
Oh,
who is of the Duke's Guard.
wonderful to meet you.
Pleasure.
She is like looking up. You would fit in well with the people that I hail from in Avela Shea. Lots of big bodies there. Well,
Yeah, I heard you tend to spend more time there than here.
I
You just
certainly
like
do.
them better. Or?
Well, they are my people. They need guidance
Aren't
at
these
times.
your people as well? Once you married in.
Make a persuasion check.
Safety is
yeah.
throwed right now.
Sweating bullets.
What the hell is going on?
Persuasion, you said?
Mm-hmm.
It's 12.
Chat roll.
You keeping the 12 or are you taking a chat roll? Murderer.
That's a 17.
In response to your blunt-natured question, she does recoil for a second before responding. House Azarath was once part of Avela Shea as well. They are all my family, as I see it.
But why choose one over the other?
I haven't. I'm here, am I not?
You'll hear in your head, back off, Sir Navoy.
And you feel a piece of copper wire hit you in the back of the head.
So
That was just me.
What? Avela Shea was a part of it, Azarath.
Azarath was once a part of Avela Shea. I won't regale you with the whole story, but essentially, House Azarath was formed as part of a intermediary. They would be subservient to the crown, but be comprised of members of Avela Shea.
You learn something new every day. And I'll just like bow again.
It's a bit of ancient history for those of us who have not lived as long as I have.
Very cool.
In any case, I should be going. I would like to reserve my seat at the table before dinner is served. I'm sure I'll see you all there. As she sort of lightly curtsies and then begins to shuffle off into the dining hall.
Which one of the rooms upstairs is mine and hubby's?
Yours would be the last one on the bottom, the last
Okay.
guest room there.
So then I
Yeah.
guess,
I w-
am I in a guest room?
No,
or a
y'all are all in the
spare?
servant room.
Y'all are in the servant
Servant
quarters.
rooms.
Yeah.
Got it.
I would make my way to our room and do a little spin and change my disguise self into a different form of.
So you can talk?
No,
Oh.
just so that like I'm changing for dinner.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a sim at the dresser?
Yeah.
Describe Moriber's mural appearance in this moment?
Well, as Morbur spins for a second, you see his half-orcan tusks, and like much like Fiona or Shrek, right? Like he's in this like gorgeous gown. Yeah, but it's Morbur's face for a half second as he changes the clothes first, and then puts his face back on.
That's so
But it is like a nothing too showy. But I imagine before he was wearing like gloves, and like a scarf and things like that. Like would be like for travel. And
Okay.
this is more of like maybe like a
ball
shoulder
gown.
seam. Yeah, like strapless kind of. I don't know dress terms.
Oh man,
You got it. You got it.
if we ever see Moriber in this outfit somehow, I can't wait. So, what are the rest of you doing? We know what Moriber's getting done.
I'd like to cast Find Familiar.
Okay.
And my familiar will come. Her name is Queen, and she's a cat.
Okay.
And
Yes,
Slay,
Queen.
queen, slay.
I would say
That's what you
Queen.
tell
Slay
Go-
Queen.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Threat. I would, pet her for a couple minutes and whisper to her, follow Ravenna.
Okay. You convey to her basically
Yeah.
who Ravenna is, and you see the cat begin to move down the hallway,
Do
being
I
very
see
careful
this?
not to be noticed by anyone else. Roll a stealth check for your familiar.
You got this, Queen. Did you take the 12?
I don't think I did.
No.
No, I took a 5.
Can my
She took the
cat
plus
take
5.
12?
Sure.
All right.
That's
Is your cat the
For
murderer?
Yeah.
Belfer. Or Belfier.
So 16.
Okay. With the 16, the cat appears to glide quietly, but maybe not keeping to the shadows as much as it should. You're aware of this as Belfier, but you imagine if it gets caught, it's at least just a stray cat that wandered in. Not much else.
Okay. Like, does it look like Queen's gonna get the job done, or is she like really not out in the open?
I mean, a 16 isn't bad on stealth, so it really depends on if anyone rolls high enough to perceive her.
Okay.
Safety begins to roll.
What did you roll?
16 on stealth.
I'm just trying to follow Ravenna.
No, then I don't notice nothing.
Yeah.
And so you two,
You were trying to stalk my mom in front of me.
Sir Navoy, you're able to
I haven't
find
seen your mom in 10 years.
you're able to find Knight's room quite easily,
talking
as it
about.
is the first room at the top of the stairs. Knight, I imagine that you're in there, perhaps sort of looking around and reliving some of your experiences in the house.
Yeah, I'm like unpacking.
hmm
I'm kind of, nothing's been touched. Dad's kept it the exact same.
Perfectly clean.
Yep.
Great. So,
What the hell was that, Sir Navoy?
I was just simply asking questions. I did not come here for you to grow me.
You were asking a lot of questions that... How do you know about the Ave Lachey?
I don't know.
I mean, you've lived in Ardenia all your life.
Murderer!
Flick the pencil at me. Take 1 point of piercing damage.
Yeah.
You've lived in Ardenia all your life, so this is probably just knowledge that you had coming into it.
I just know things. I've worked with the crown or the people, the Duke. That's who it is. I've worked with the Duke for many years.
No, that's fair. Just seemed out of place, I guess. Like you had literally like just met her.
Calling her dumb.
It's just a question.
Am I around, or is it just?
It's just them two.
No, we're in my bedroom. Get out.
Unless you're listening at the door.
Again.
You open the door. Every door that opens, you fall through.
It becomes a trope.
But no, what's going on? What
So
brings you up here?
Okay, so
You
Azrath
yourself said something weird's
was a
going on.
part of Avelashe.
Yes.
Did you know that information?
Yes, of course. I know the history of my family quite well.
Sassy.
The Ave Lachey are the indigenous people of the area, and some of them split off and became House Azarath.
Does it not bother you that your mother spends years away?
We are elves. We have very long lives. Decades mean nothing.
Okay.
Does it bother me? Maybe whenever I was younger.
Like, doesn't it feel like she has allegiance elsewhere?
No. No, she was essentially forced into the marriage with my father. I don't hold any ill will or grudges towards her. Or my father.
I want to insight check you. Because I think that
Persuasion or deception, don't tell us which.
That's
An
it.
insight check from you.
24.
Holy shit!
I believe everything you're telling me because I got a 3.
I mean, he's kind of pouring his heart out to you.
How,
so
do they,
Yeah.
how,
probably
does, how
comes
does
across
Azula
as
say
genuine.
that? I'm like a 12-foot tall purple platypus bear with wings.
I have no idea what you're
That's
talking
fine.
about. Okay.
It's an
Atla.
Thank you. Thank you. My message buddy over there.
We have the brain cell this time.
Yeah, it's not. It hasn't gone between us.
today.
Yeah. Okay, I was just interested. I didn't mean to come across as accusatory.
No, it's fine. There's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, the Azaraths became the Azaraths out of the Avelishe.
So then, why do you think that the Azarath family would have anything to do with murdering someone else? Do you think you guys were framed?
That's always a possibility. The Avelishe don't look greatly on the Azaraths because of how they became the Azaraths. So I wouldn't put it past anyone in this family, except myself, to murder just for the course of political power.
Well, okay.
It is super sketchy that the crown is giving us money for the wedding, by the way. I find
Yeah.
that strange.
Yeah, I kind of thought that too.
Yeah.
But it's not actually getting given, right? Because it's all fake.
Well, that's the interesting part.
The crown doesn't know the full story, right? That's what Alex told us. That Elias kind of gave him they told him what they need to know. So somehow they figured out more than they should. Does Elias join me in the room?
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
He comes up
You
at some
sound
point.
like a crosswalk right
I'm
now.
Sorry, I didn't know you were in here.
I will stick to writing to communicate because I don't want people to hear me talking.
Wait.
But it'll say, don't worry, I didn't actually get naked. It's a spell.
Did you say it actually?
I didn't
naked?
actually
Yes.
get naked. It's just a spell.
How does
Yeah.
that spell? Never mind.
Morbor just draws a winky face.
You did well. I appreciate you going along with this.
And he'll just kind of nod. He'll write, "Crown gave money?" ? Like,
Yes, I did find that exceptionally odd. Truly, what I told them is that I was investigating the lead that Azarath could possibly be involved in the murder under the guise of a high-value marriage proposal.
I'm gonna put, do you think Octavius is in on it?
Who's Octavius again?
The right hand of the king.
That's
Octavian is
Octavius.
very clever. And as I know, he and the queen are quite close. It's entirely possible that he figured it out on his own and showed up on his own accord. But I have
Morbor
not.
points to the winky face again. Because they're quite close.
Either way, it concerns me to have another variable in this murderous equation.
I'm gonna write, was his look one of what the hell, or one of
hey.
like, was it a look of like we need to get on the same page, or a look of kind kind of like back off, I guess.
It's hard to know, but I have known Octavian for a long time, and I fully intend to speak with him in private at some point during the dinner. I'll find my way away and signal to him to follow.
Can I insight check Elias?
You can.
Can I see if he's telling the truth? Because now I'm starting to be like, well, he's back in this random person that he, just a second ago he was surprised to see. Ooh. I'm gonna take a chat roll.
Roll your eyes.
The most suspicious one among you, and like everyone says murder, and everyone's like, it's not him.
16.
And the one that actually genuinely wants to be the murderer.
Roll again.
The reason why I don't think he's the murderer is whenever they said the chaos part, like switching it up, he's so excited.
18.
Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
like, he probably didn't get what he wanted.
Elias does indeed seem to be concerned, but he doesn't view it as seriously as you do. You seem to be approaching it from an angle of like, is the crown involved somehow in this plot? Is Octavian involved originally? And that you can tell that thought hasn't even crossed Elias's mind at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, not that he wouldn't believe it, but he hasn't thought of it.
I crumple up the paper. Oh gosh, I don't have any fire spell cantrips.
I have fireball.
Eats it.
I got a big
He falls
old
through the
sword.
door. I have fireball.
I crumple it up and I put it in my pocket, but like it folds into the illusion. It's like under the dress.
Okay.
Just to like hide the trail of questions. But
That's
yeah.
smart.
I hope you are actually like listening in on all of us.
He can't hear me. I'm writing on a piece of paper.
As your queen enters the dining hall, you do see Ravenna, and she's sort of sitting at the table. You see her every once in a while sort of like straighten her back and posture, and she's looking down at some of the silverware where it's plated, and she picks one up and nods to herself as she sets it down. You gather that although she is aware of the customs of being a noble and part of a noble family, she has gone so often and for so long that she's almost having to like retrain herself in this moment. And that's kind of what you're seeing.
As I see
Through your
her,
cat.
I'm assuming we're all in this.
Well,
No.
Oh, okay, my bad.
you guys are kind of
We're all, yeah, okay.
in the
Yeah,
rooms, yeah.
Where's Lady Casafina?
You have not caught sight of her yet.
Okay. Then I will. I guess I'll just leave Queen to keep spying on her.
It's late.
Well, and
And,
as you kind of ponder this information and continue to look through Queen's eyes, as the rest of you wander the dimly lit halls of the Azarath mansion, you feel the weight of past experiences being pressed upon you. Old portraits upon the walls whisper stories of generations long gone, but your focus sharpens as a strange sensation washes over you. A gentle warmth blooms within your mind as if a breeze carries a voice too soft for the ear, yet unmistakable to the mind. An elegant and commanding voice slides into your consciousness like a stream weaving through stone. Honored guests, it is time for dinner. Served in the Great Hall. Please join us for the culinary experience of a lifetime.
Do we recognize his voice?
You don't. But
Would he?
make a history check to see if you recall it.
I would have also, in my disguise, just quickly, made the hands a little bit bigger.
Okay. Like they're swollen or something, like it's part of the sickness you have.
not like a lot, but like enough that if they were inspected without the gloves, it'd be like, oh, that's probably what it is.
Big-handed lady. All right.
24.
A 21?
24.
24. You recognize this as Ishandra's voice, who you all saw Ishandra,
the
the
sage.
caster,
The sage.
Yeah.
but you didn't hear her. especially because of, what really gives it away is the fact that she seems relatively disinterested with this whole
That's what I
affair.
was wondering. Yeah.
But the voice fades as quickly as it appeared, leaving only the echo of Ishandra's invitation and the feeling that your every step is being watched. You glance around, but the mansion remains as silent as ever, save for the faint rustling of leaves beyond the high windows, as if the very world outside holds its breath. And there, we will leave you all holding your breath as we go on a quick 10-minute break.
I'm not holding my breath.
It is 10 minutes, so don't hold your breath. That is inadvisable. But
Go
do
look
go,
at the moon. It's
go
really
look at the
pretty
moon. It's really
tonight.
pretty tonight. And we'll be back in about 10. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, terribly sorry. I didn't know anyone would be here while the stream was running. Give me a moment to tidy up. It's much better. Well, while you're here, we might as well take a moment to thank all of our members for supporting the channel and bringing this stream to life. A huge thanks to Tides of Mo, Brett Venable, Tabletop Beard, Grim Reaper, Atmos Seeker, Justinian of Darkport, Angel Jobert, XIVM, Corey of Darkport, Angel of Darkport, Fated Caliber, Anthony Pace, Memebot 69000, Dutin 103, Jason 96, Zebek Longfang, Lil Tired, Charlie Gardner, Moon Goose McQueen, Purple Lee Cooper Support, Raider Black, Josh Cook, Fluffy, White, Dungeon D-, WikiWing, Athacorn Wadey, Dirtiness, Abolitz, Luso American, Drazadi, Le Top Hat, Bob Zippity, In7 Gallagher, Greg Shoemaker, I Know What You Did Last Roll, Fire Agicon, Matt Lee, Trial, Thung, Blue Perry, The Helljack, Christopher Denault, John Shearer, Tiago Livas, Justin Channels, Jerry Williamson, Rice in Soup, Jera Harvison, Adam Havoc, Ryan Hereth, Tony H, Tamara Shake, DM Greg, Defiant Chaos, Angel M, Greg France, Patrick Tolman, KLTZ Midnight, Craig Mattinson, Vivian June, Thorn W, Sean Spurlock, Another Zio, Tamton Tonda, Pasha Baby S, LEJ Ind, Frog Commander, Noche Negra 101, Nicholas Rombecker, Verin the Crow, Storytime with Knuckles, Cecil Williams Dragon, Rachel in M, Tunok, Charlie Beck, Freyshot, Xander F, Tyler Dan, Phil 4975, Super Thorko, Austin Slayer, Andres DeBarbara, Nick the Kid, Corey Jones, Scott Patterson, Cabbage, and Michael Calvinto. You know, members get tons of unique benefits as well, like these weekly shoutouts and emojis that they can use in the stream chat, and a heaping helping of chaos points that can be used to, well, perhaps it's better to show you.
The most exciting feature for our live streams has come to YouTube. You can now roll dice live to help us in our adventures by using chaos that's built up by watching and interacting with the stream. All you need to do is keep an eye out for earning instructions that appear on our stream, and then spend those points by typing in the commands that correspond to the dice you'd like to roll. This feature is always available, no matter what campaign we're playing in, so be sure to hop in and help out our players because, well, they're gonna need it.
Thank you. You're all too kind, and the drinks are on me tonight. Ha 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 ha! Oh, you must not have enabled gifted memberships. Let me show you how. Ha 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 ha! What you'll want to do is make your way over to our channel page and then add /allow_gifts. From there, you can turn on the toggle for free stuff and join in the chaos. Ha 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 ha! Now for my next tune, a little ditty about a dead necromancer named Pinky.
Hello, Drazad here. Oh my god, you have got to come check out all of our wares. We have so many different things. Help support the stream and get yourself some new magic items as well over at the Constructed Chaos store.
Greetings to all my bearded brothers out there. I'm Alex, also known as Constructed Chaos on YouTube, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Tabletop Beard. This family-owned beard oil company is run by three brothers that have combined two great loves of mine: tabletop RPGs and beard care. And it makes a lot of sense because, as I'm sure many of you know, growing and maintaining a healthy beard can be an adventure all its own. I started my quest back before I was even on YouTube, and I guess you could say I was stuck at level 1 for a while, constantly itching my way through life with a wild and unkempt beard and just trusting hairspray and regular shampoo to get the job done. Believe me, I was rolling nat 1s on just about every charisma check I made at that point. But eventually I started trying various beard care products like oils, butters, and balms, and I found some that worked well enough, but none of them really tied into my backstory. Not to mention my wife was constantly complaining about the smell. Then I was put on to the products from Tabletop Beard, and let me tell you, it was a match made in heaven. Or hell, depending on what kind of flavor you prefer. These guys use a premium oil blend of meadow foam seed, rosehip, golden jojoba, argan, avocado, and sunflower oils to create the most high-quality product that contains no cheap filler or artificial oils that you typically want to steer clear of. And each scent has been expertly crafted and matched to a familiar TTRPG style, so you know exactly the kinds of vibes you're putting out without the scents being too mundane or too overpowering. To top it off, all their products, oils, butters, and balms are made in small batches, so the quality control is top-notch, and so is the customer service. They're always looking for new ways to meet and exceed customer needs, and I've even heard that they have some new ideas cooking up behind the scenes. So consider this your session 0 and take some time to check out Tabletop Beard today. Truly, they're the only starting equipment that you need for your own successful beard care journey. Bear Dritz here, letting you in on a little-known ranger secret that'll keep you satiated in the wild, even when you have no rations left. Ew, not that. I'm talking about subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell icon. It's easy to miss the signs of a stream going live if you're not prepared. So make sure to do that and... What was that? Hold it right there, adventurer. We're looking for some deviants that refuse to like this video while they're still watching. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this heinous crime, would you? Well then, as you were, but stay out of trouble.
In a world of darkness exists Geramentum, a beacon of hope in the realm of Terra. Our heroes, all with unique pasts, live here and are connected by a common destiny to protect the dream. Welcome to Darkeport, an actual play production company. Our inaugural dark fantasy D&D campaign, Gold, Green, and Red, is inspired by the lived experience of War Medic and GM Angel Gamble. Subscribe to us now on YouTube. Live episodes stream every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
It appeared out of thin air when they found it, as if by the will of the plains themselves. A curious and mysterious bauble that has turned up time and time again throughout the ages. Some have studied it all their lives, hoping to unravel its uniquely fascinating magical properties. Many more have used its power for their own, though all falling victim to fate in the end. Now, it calls to you. By chance, by destiny, by desire, it matters not. It calls to you, and it calls to be cast from your palm, so that it might deliver unto you the unknown wonders held within.
How much longer are they going to... excuse me. Are they still not back? Wait there just a moment. I'll fetch them for you. The little chaos gremlins. You have people waiting, you know!
Welcome back, friendos.
We're here.
Hope you had a great break. I know we all did. We got to go and experience some of the chilly weather that's moving into the
Yeah.
region. Feels like
It's
fall.
cold
Feels like
down
spooky
here.
season. Soup season is upon us. All the good things. We love it. Soup season.
You need to update your website.
I do.
I went and looked on it the other day and was upset you didn't have a recipe.
What recipe you need, baby?
I think it was broccoli cheddar.
I got you.
Yeah.
So, speaking of soup, we are now going to move back to our adventurers who are about to enjoy a dinner all their own here. If everyone's ready, you'll be moving to the dining hall now.
I do have bad news.
What's that?
I do not have purified food and drink.
Good thing we
the
ain't no
ability to
people.
gut.
So, as all of you step into the grand dining hall, the warmth and glow of candlelight flicker across the polished surfaces of rich mahogany and silver. Long arched windows open into the night, letting in the soft sounds of the distant sea and the whispers of waves carried on the wind. At the head of the table sits Lord Haldarian Azarath. To his left, you can only assume, is Casafina Azarath as she stands to greet you. Oh, my lovely guests. Welcome to my home. Welcome to our home. We are so happy that you're here. I hope that you all enjoy this delicate meal prepared for us by the extremely talented Philael. I, of course, have looked over each dish myself to make sure that we are experiencing a divine dining experience among friends. Please, have a seat.
I said.
Yeah,
Okay.
Knight's gonna sit down without a problem.
Each of you sit down at the table, and you notice that your friends, Elias, Octavian, are all there alongside you. The only ones not present that you've seen so far is the heavily armored Luxodon, the Merelda. Make sure I'm not lying to you, because I have a map of like who is where. Merelda, and then the Mason and the cook. Obviously, they're busy at the moment.
They're busy.
Mm-hmm. And so as you get seated, the cook actually enters holding a series of appetizers. They look to be some sort of salad as he begins to speak. Here I got the moonlight salad. It's a delicate blend of wild greens gathered from across the sacred groves of Vale Shea, adorned with edible silver leaf and forest berries. The salad is lightly drizzled with elderflower vinaigrette and sprinkled with toasted pine nuts, offering a balance of earthy and ethereal flavors. I think you'll enjoy this one. As he begins to plate it down in front of each of you, you do find the dish to look quite appetizing, although he is balancing most of the dishes on his right arm and like plating it with his left. After he plates the dish, I'm off to prepare your next course. I'll see you in a moment, fine diners, as he moves back into the kitchen. As most of the guests begin to dig in and comment on the taste that they're experiencing, you do notice that the sage is at the other end of the table from Haldarian, flipping through another page of a book, almost nearing its end and hardly stopping to eat. All of you are kind of seated as the conversation begins to drive, and your uncle, Safety, begins to remark to Elias. So tell me, Elias, the Queen is getting on quite quickly. I hope I'm not prying, but what spurred such a fast bond between my son Knight and the Queen? Elias. Well, you see, I wish, as most arranged marriages are, that it were so simple, that it were love at first sight, but given the condition of our country and the need of a strong leader, Knight was there. He was there on the night. I mean, no pun, of course, but what better leader to rule the country in such strife than one who carries such a strong name? Well said. I never really thought that we'd be giving our son away in such a simple manner, called to his name. We only wanted him to be a man of the people.
Who else
And
is-
I suppose he's become just that.
Who else is speaking right now?
It's Elias and your father.
And Papa.
Papa.
That's it.
I'm so sorry. No, I'm digesting.
Processing.
No, it just seemed like the right thing to do. I mean, we really hit it off, and you'll see him kind of trail off. And
As you begin to kind of trail off, your father does slip in again. Of course, I wonder, what were Ivan's intentions on the war? As I came to understand it, he was much a peaceful man. He didn't want to suffer us through another bloodshed battle. And Lady Azeroth, that's quite enough, Lenore. They're not here for such grim discussions of what may or may not be the
Shout out,
future of
Grim.
our country.
Morbor
shout out, Grim.
Morbor looks a little upset that the conversation was squashed so hard around war.
Even though you're disguised as a wife.
Oh yeah.
Elias kind of chimes back in. He says, to at least assuage your concerns, the Queen and I actually do share a common mind that we should side with Imsford in this war. Benara once fought against us, and I think they've been meddling too much in other countries' affairs. I think we should certainly, if not put it into it, show them that we are not to be trifled with. And then your uncle sort of sits back in his chair. A curious story indeed. Well, I suppose it'll be up to you and the Queen to decide then, eh, Knight?
yeah, that is definitely a discussion we'll end up having together.
Interesting. Well, I've bothered my dear sister for long enough. I'll put the issue back on the shelf. And as everyone finishes their first course, Philael comes back out with another dish. This one, he
Not
begins
fish.
to describe.
the
Well,
fish is
you
cut
took
into
one
two different
fish.
plates.
Yeah. Here we have a freshly caught glimmerfish from the southern coast. I do normally like to use the stormpike from northern Ardenia, but we weren't able to get it in time. It doesn't travel well. So here we have the glimmerfish caught in your local seas, seared to a golden crisp with a delicate herb crust, served atop a smooth fennel puree. I really think you'll like it. It pairs excellently with the salad you all just enjoyed. Are you done with that? Yes, I'm quite finished. As the caster is still flipping through the book, he plates the dishes, and then as he begins to leave the room, your father once again chimes in. Oh, Knight, I've been meaning to ask you, how goes the progress finding Kishtari?
Wait. What?
Kishtari, wait.
Wait.
Why do I know that name?
Wait, that was Angel's character.
Oh, wait, yeah. I was like, why do I know that name?
Yeah, what?
No shit! Kish is your cousin. The daughter that disappeared?
Hold on, Sam. I'm figuring it out, brother.
In response to the name
Figured
being
it out,
spoken
brother.
aloud, the Lord Azarath actually begins to wheeze.
Where's Angel? Why isn't he here?
you see that he is actually gasping for air as he stands abruptly.
this?
Wine falls across the table and begins to pour over the two ladies nearest to him, splashing onto even Elias and
God, I'm gonna give him-
Octavian.
I'm gonna give him the Heimlich remover.
Okay.
Heimlich remover. She reaches in and pulls his Heimlich out.
Make an athletics check.
Murder!
Literally.
Oh my God.
As
I
the
was
king
so
is standing up,
excited.
motioning to his mouth and patting his chest.
What am I rolling?
Athletics. See if you can save this man.
Ah! I'm taking the 18.
Oh, that's
Okay.
a cool die.
Thanks.
For a total of?
Of a lot. 24.
Okay. With the 24, you rush over to the king, wrap your arms, the Lord Azarath, wrap your arms around him and pull tightly as a piece of fish bone, quite large in circumference, actually shoots out of his windpipe, skitters across the table, and lands squarely on, we'll say, Belfier's dish. as he...
Are you okay, my lord?
All right. hard to speak.
You gotta go slower with those bones.
As he turns to face the cook, who is not nearly out of the room just yet, his wife, Casafina, stands in protest. Just what are you trying to do? You were supposed to debone the fish, you fraud! As Phileo says, it's not my fault. You were supposed to give me the fish. I'm not used to this one. I haven't deboned a glimmerfin before. I haven't even heard of it before I came down here. I hope it tastes good, you prick. As he stumbles off, how Durian seats his wife, steadies his hand as he takes a deep breath. It's all right, my love. I believe it was an accident. These things happen. I should have been more careful.
What does Octavian look like during all this?
Octavian, make an insight check because everyone looks pretty stunned. I think if you're trying to find anything more than that.
I was like, when it happened, I would have looked like at Octavian.
Yeah.
Because I'm not jumping to action to help anybody.
Octavian is the
right hand of the dead king. Who'd be boning the queen.
Yeah.
That's just a 9.
That's his glimmerfish bone.
Octavian was actually standing around the same time that Sir Navoy was. Sir Navoy just got there a little quicker, but he looked
That's
like he
right.
was about to charge in to help.
That's right.
By your
Santa Boy
estimation.
Sure did.
Did Ishandra not?
Ishandra did actually look up from her book for a moment, but the second the bone cleared the windpipe, looked right back down.
So I'm gonna push my plate away and speak to Queen. Is Queen still watching Ravenna?
She would be in the room.
I'd like to know how Ravenna reacted to.
Well, I mean, you're at the table with Ravenna. Ravenna's there.
I was paying attention to the
Oh,
king,
I
though,
see.
and I wanted to know what her reaction was like during this.
You can have an insight check as well.
Insight.
Mhm.
If only it was
No, people be
15.
inciting.
With your 15, you can tell that, consistent with what you've seen of Ravenna so far, she was stunned at first as the wine began to pour over her, and just like the shock of the entire situation, already kind of being at her mental peak of like making sure she remembers all the pleasantries and everything. She kind of froze. She locked up.
Mabel.
She wasn't sure what to do.
okay.
Thanks, Meanbot. We gonna need it. We're running low.
Meanbot, thanks for the
Yeah,
12,
thank you,
buddy.
thank you.
And happy birthday.
Yeah.
I think it should be a nat
I
20
think we
because it's
should
his
let him
birthday.
roll again for his birthday.
7 times.
You know what? Screw it. It's the finale. Here's
Do
a
it,
second
do it,
roll
do
for
it.
Meanbot.
20.
It's meant to be. Meanbot, happy birthday. Thanks for the 20, buddy. Yeah. Oh, I don't know how to feel about that one, except excited for Meanbot.
Playing our own murder mystery in the room, I took the opportunity to look at everyone, and Dylan reacted the least.
Why don't you care about the nat 20, Dylan?
Dylan, you seem like you're only here for the zip line.
I know.
Following this this intense moment, the table is not nearly as cheery as we all are.
Yeah.
Lord Halderian sits back down as Casafina begins to assess her own situation, covered in red wine. She looks across to her sister-in-law, who is similarly afflicted, and she actually, I'm afraid I must excuse myself. I will allow cooler heads to prevail, and I will don a different dress as well. 2 looks in one night is not something you often see from yours truly.
That's the head of the house lady, or that's his safety's mom that's saying this?
Head of house.
Head of house, okay.
I look forward to returning with all of you. Ravina, if you would, I believe you should probably change as well. And as she stands, Merelda actually walks into the room and begins to escort Casafina out.
They got stuff on their clothes? That's why they're leaving?
They have wine all over their clothing.
Can I sleight of hand make it look like as she's like looking around, make it look like I also have wine on my clothes?
Just stab yourself.
To like
if
recast disguise self.
You would be sitting a little bit closer, but yeah, you can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Just a couple hit.
I mean, do I have to roll sleight of hand, or can I just...
I'll have you roll
okay.
sleight of hand. See if anybody noticed it.
21.
Okay.
22.
Yeah,
actually,
you make
sorry.
yourself look like you have wine spilled over your clothes as those 3 exit the room, and actually, in response, you see Elias begin to stand. He glances towards Octavian and gives him a telling nod as no one is looking. I appear to have gotten a bit on myself as well. I would be remiss if I were ill-dressed for such an occasion. I will rejoin you in just a moment. Merely a change of shirt, maybe a pad on my freshly stained clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I want to go change too. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Elias,
I would gesture.
Octavian, Morber is now standing up, who is Meryl.
Yeah, I'm like...
Don't worry, dear. I'll tag along with you. And then Octavian stands up and he's like, I'll make sure you don't get lost. It's quite easy to lose yourself in these grand halls. Those 3 now exit, and it is just the few of you left remaining.
So us 3?
You 3 left in the room along with
the
Mom and Dad?
Sage.
The sage, his dad,
and his uncle.
Halderian, and Luciana's in there too.
Got it.
So, yeah,
Sorry.
so much. As everyone exits, the sage actually stands as well, closing the book. That's a bit of light reading for me. It's time for another. I will be just right back. The library is across the way. As she then begins to move out of the dining hall as well.
I'd like to trail her.
Okay.
But, like, sneakily.
Sneakily. Okay, you're going to stealth out of the room.
I'm going to stealth out of that room.
Are you giving an excuse as you stand and begin to leave?
Gotta poop.
I was gonna say, gotta visit the little ladies' room.
Womp womp.
Everyone sees me.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check as well.
Wasn't that one?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check as well.
15.
Okay.
Now it rolls in that 20 when I put it back in the tray.
No one really bats an eye, especially because your charge, Duke Elias, is leaving as well, and he's supposed to be the one you're kind of protecting. So
that would have been a better excuse.
But they kind of track along with it, like, oh, she's probably going to use the bathroom while she's out. So Cernavoy leaves as well, leaving just the 2 of you in the room, along with Halderian, your father, and Luciana.
I just want to... She is going to the library, and we're in the dining hall?
Yes.
Yeah, so I just want to, like, go out into the main hall and, like, kind of peek in on the library and see, like, maybe if I can go down, like, this hall. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, this is the dining room. If I come out and, like, go into here and just, like, and see if they're actually in there.
Make
There's a side hallway into the library.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I guess I could probably have the camera pulled up, huh?
Yeah, or do you have this in there?
No, but I have this, which is sort of a
Oh.
layout of the building.
Yeah.
That probably would have been helpful earlier.
We worked pretty good. we worked really hard on that. That looks pretty good, I have to say.
So, make a perception check for me, Sir Navoy, as you try and scour this hallway and peer into the library.
Do I see Navoy leave the dining hall and kind of like go in that hallway as we left just like a moment before her?
Make a perception check.
What am I rolling?
Perception.
17.
I'm gonna guess my answer is no.
Not one.
No, 3. With a +0
I was gonna
for a
say
3.
As you exit the hallway and you peer into the library, you do indeed see Ashandra return, place a book back, and look through a few others, pull one out, flip it open, and begin to read. She actually doesn't come back just yet, but she's just standing there reading.
Okay. That's kind of all I wanted to do. So, I'll go back to the dining room.
Okay.
Would Octavian be staying in the room next to ours?
Yes.
Okay, so we go upstairs. We're seeing Ravenna is staying in the room behind the stairs.
Yes.
So we see her go there.
You do distinctly see her.
Does
enter
anyone
there.
else follow her?
No. In fact,
Wait, Mom's staying in the guest room?
Yeah. Here.
She's not staying in Linus's?
Nope.
Oh, all right.
And so Merelda follows with Ravenna and I guess the Duke and Octavian and you upstairs.
Not
You s-
Ravenna. You said Ravenna. Ravenna.
Sorry.
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah.
I also can't remember her name.
Casafina.
Casafina. I keep wanting to say Casablanca, and I'm like, that's not right.
I almost said Cassiopeia.
I want to say Aquafina.
Hi, my name is Aquafina.
It's canon
and
now.
I'm-
Blame Angel. He made those two names. They were his parents.
Confirmed.
Confirmed!
So you follow up and you do see distinctly Lady Casafina go into the main bedroom as Merelda waits outside.
I'm going to pause off in the privy for a second
Mm-hmm.
You gonna go
until I hear like the doors to all the rooms close, and then I'm going to pop back out.
Mm-hmm.
And Merelda is still in the hallway, right? Just waiting.
Yeah, Merelda's there waiting for her lady to return.
Okay, I'm going to go in around the corner. Are all the walls stone, or are the ones up here like wooden?
They're all stone up here.
Okay.
It's a stone building.
Well,
A lot of it's like embellished marble, in fact.
okay, cool. Then I'm going to go into the room and I'm going to turn my disguise off to
Okay.
and I'm going to write what's happening. You gave him a look.
I did, and it seems that Casafina is refined to her room, but perhaps we can move on Octavian and have a personal discussion.
Okay.
Let's go. Elias kind of peeks out around the room, sees Muriel still waiting. Need to talk to my friend, and kind of he tiptoes around, knocks on the door for Octavian, who swings it open, and he answers. Elias goes in. Are you trailing behind as well?
Not yet. I'm going to give it like a half a second, and then I am going to come out to make it believable that I changed into different clothes in that amount of time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then I'll go in and I'll just knock on the door.
Once again, the door opens and you see Elias and Octavian sort of talking back and forth as they silence and allow you to enter, closing the door very carefully before continuing the conversation. Octavian has explained he saw through my ruse and knew what I would offer the Azarath family. He, of course, is upset with me, but understands that this was necessary. We must get to the bottom of this, otherwise the entire line could be in dire danger.
Right, who's with the queen right now?
Well, currently she's being guarded by our very best. Many soldiers, an entire army exists within Norcelia. We have crime dwindling outside of the Evela Shay that apparently seek to find their independence, much in the same way that Eretheos did.
I'm gonna write. Would they not? Would more people not make it easier to move on the queen?
I don't catch your meaning. More people guarding the queen would certainly mean more protection, even if we have someone among our number that is a traitor.
Do I know if my patron has any stake in this? Should I be like? Has he not told me anything about
Your
this?
patron hasn't really weighed in on anything.
Okay.
here.
Then I'm gonna say more faces means less goes. An odd face goes easily unnoticed.
You are right, but I am confident that we are doing everything we possibly can to protect the queen. She would be no safer with me there.
Do we suspect
Casafina?
or Ravenna more?
Hard to say. I do track your logic. I do believe it would be one of those two, if I were to put a finger on it. Perhaps my eyes would turn more to Ravenna. Of course, I am from Norcelia. I may be biased, and I am not unaware of this.
Are you saying, like, you trust her less?
Yeah.
I trust her
that's
less.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. She seemed very out of place. Hard to lie in those kind of situations, is what I'm going to write.
That is a fair assessment. But the proof is still out there somewhere. Hard to base an entire accusation on just feelings. If it were so easy, I would have done so already. Implying that his feelings for the queen would make him quick to anger, you gather.
Oh, this is I don't know why I thought this was.
Yeah, sorry, their
no,
accents are
you're
similar.
good.
I'm trying to make Octavian a little more like pompous.
Oh no,
but
you're good.
yeah.
Okay.
As your conversation is wrapping up, we'll rejoin the two of you left in the room.
I came back.
Oh, the three of you.
Yeah.
Queen followed Ravenna.
Queen and
Right,
Ravenna left first, then me.
No,
Duke,
I'm saying
yeah.
like my familiar followed
Oh,
Ravenna because I
Queen.
commanded her. Yeah.
And she does not have the wherewithal. She did not notice this cat, dude.
Sweet. Yeah.
I've been rolling, and none of them have rolled above a 16. It's crazy.
I mean, I would assume Queen is waiting for. I'll just say my familiar, so I don't make it confusing. But
Yeah, thank you.
I would assume that my familiar is like stationed just kind of like outside of her room and not.
Yeah.
You know, I don't
Just
think
kinda
there'd be
waiting
any way,
outside.
Yeah, that she could sneak in there.
I would like to get up and... Who asked me about Kishtari? That was Grandpa?
That was your father.
Oh, okay, damn.
He knows who you were searching for,
Um,
and he does not. He lacks the tact
Did you
to know
not
when
know
to ask
it was
that.
Kishtari?
No, that was the name he was keeping from me.
Yeah.
You knew who it was. Like you were looking for your cousin, but you didn't.
Yeah,
know
I didn't
the
know.
name.
Yeah.
Cause
I'll look at Dad, and I'll stand up and go, I think I'll be right back. I just thought of something that might somewhat answer that question. And then I'll walk out of the dining hall and start walking towards the stairs as if I'm going to my room,
Okay.
but I'm going to Ravina's room.
As you are rounding the corner around the head of the table to make your way out, Lord Azarath leans over and whispers something to your father, and you hear in a hushed voice, "Don't forget, Avela Shay could still be a threat. I know you love her." As he then sits back down, kind of sitting back in his chair, confident that you didn't hear, but your keen rogue senses did pick that up. And make a perception check. I want to see if you notice something else.
A dagger with poison. No.
18.
Okay.
Coming right at you.
Luciana walks up and stabs you in the chest.
With your
That's a real
18,
session.
you actually notice
Golden.
as Casafina and Merelda walk back into the room, Merelda now leans down and whispers something to Haldarian that you don't pick up, even with your 18, but you do notice as she leaves his side, he kind of sits back in his chair and pats himself and then kind of shakes his head.
Would we have heard them leaving? Because I would have wanted to follow them down had we heard like the door
Being
open
in
into
in the room and trying to be I guess accurate, the fact that like they can't hear you, wouldn't have been able to hear them, you know.
Oh, sure.
They can't see me. I can't. If I can't see them, they can't see me.
But as Casafina sits back down, she looks across the table at the empty chair. Is Ravenna not back yet? Merelda, please go and fetch her. She's liable to get lost. She's not been here in some time. As Merelda bows and follows orders, begins to walk out of the room. And you're walking out around the same time, I would imagine.
Okay, I was like, would I be in? Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to
No.
juxtaposition
Yeah.
a lot of this stuff,
No, let's go.
so we can
Who's
speed through it.
going to look? They're going to look for Ravenna.
Merelda.
It's
Merelda's going to get Ravenna wherever she is.
Me and my bestie.
I might follow and ask. Like, I'll offer my like protection and go with her.
I'm going with her as well.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah.
You
I
all
told everybody before they walked in that I was going back up to my room, but I'm.
Okay, then I'll stay.
okay? As Safety leaves the room, the cook does come in with yet another course of food. Here we have a tender venison. He notices most of the food has been left untouched. Not a fan of the fish. All right, I get it. Where is everybody? As he kind of like looks around, he pulls some of the fish back into the room and clears the table before setting out the venison meal that he's prepared for everyone.
Who's missing from?
Everybody.
Basically
But,
everyone.
I think
Well,
we're the only two left.
Luciana is still in there though, right?
Luciana is still in there.
well, as he's passing them out, I'll kind of like because you spit the bone in my fish, so I didn't eat that one, so I'd like 2 venison.
Fair enough, friend. I mean, nobody else is here eating. Might as well serve up the hungry. He puts the venison down in front of you.
Give him a little nod and start eating. Minding my own biz.
All right.
Do you think we should help? The last time people went missing at a dinner party like this, someone died.
Whenever you say that, I like look through my familiar's eyes,
Mhm.
and what do I see stationed outside of Ravenna's room? Is that where everybody's going?
That's
I think that's where
me
it is.
and
Yeah.
I'm not.
Merelda.
Do
Well-
I see anything like?
Before you do that, we're going to jump to whatever you are doing because you walk over to the stairs like you're going to your room, but where are you actually going?
I want to go knock on the guest room, like
On
or
Ravenna's
something.
door?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said Ravelda.
She's definitely dead.
Yeah.
You knock on the door, and there is a long pause.
Am I
And
there?
then it does open,
Okay.
and you see Ravenna there. You do also see the cat. You're probably not aware of who it belongs to, but
Gary.
no, this is Patrick.
No, this is Queen.
That's kind of. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, you'd be a 16.
1922. That's his cat.
Yeah. Well, you see it at least.
Yeah.
But
That's my cat.
as Ravenna
I don't know you.
greets you at the door, yes, son. What is it?
Oh, nothing. I was just coming check on you.
Don't tell her about the fucking cat.
I'm not fucking there.
It's not actually her.
Come on in.
Okay.
What are you looking at me
Nothing.
for?
Sam's brain is communicating to me currently.
She called you son.
Has she?
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my mom.
Yeah, Alex made a note earlier that she called you knight.
That ain't your
He
mama.
she greeted him as
That
son.
ain't your mama.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I
Okay.
wouldn't have. I wouldn't have.
And then
an
Luciana
interesting
takes off the
read.
hat
You've
and
given
stabs you in the
given
chest.
Morgan the brain cell. Now we're
I was like,
Me and Sarah are the same wavelength now.
I like that you guys are like not trusting anyone this time. Usually you have a pretty good read.
This is also the first time that we've had the most people with everyone else.
yeah.
When
You guys
shit
spread
is
out.
surprise, like I assumedly about to go
I
down.
didn't turn off the lights and turn them back on.
Yeah.
this time.
Where
Yeah.
are you?
I'm up in the room with the Duke
That's
and
right, that's right, that's right.
in
Octavian.
the first spare bedroom. Yeah, so I mean, as she pulls me in the room, has she changed?
She does look like she's changed clothes. She doesn't have wine on herself anymore, at least.
How have you been, Mom?
About as well as I can. You seem like you've made off well for yourself.
I'm surviving.
That's
You
good.
know.
That's all any of us can do. How was your year of travel? I enjoy much of my time away from the Azarath house, and I know I wonder how much of that rubbed off on my child.
We're one and the same in that they're not my favorite people to be around and socialize with,
It can be a little stuffy here.
to say the least. Mom, I'm gonna be upfront with you, and I have to ask you something. Are the Avalashe planning a revolt against the Azaraths?
Make a
Persuasion.
persuasion check. Yeah, I'm gonna say disadvantage, even though you're her kid. Man, this is.
Put to snug this little
We have a
right
nat
now.
20 in the chat.
We do have a nat
do.
20. Caleb.
He's bouncing the dice up onto the rim every time. Somehow.
We also have an 18 if you don't want to take the nat 20.
I think I took the 18.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. That's why I
23.
told the chat we had no more
Okay.
dice rolls.
Oh,
I
didn't
rolled a
realize we had
15 and a
12 in
19.
there. We have 12.
with your
With
23. She pauses, but I mean, they never stopped. This is our home.
And y'all were on me for asking her all these questions.
I guess part of what I'm asking you, and my voice will noticeably get quieter.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been a lot of murders lately that are unsolved, but very clearly point to the Azarath family, basically. So either somebody is framing them, or something is going to happen here tonight. And if it's a cause that's good,
I don't know anything about that.
can I insight check her?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
We have a 12 and a 20 in the chat.
Yeah, fuck on it.
What am I rolling? Insight?
Mm-hmm.
17.
Is this real? You and your queen, the queen.
I don't think even if it was fake, that would matter right now.
Whose side are you on?
I'm trying to be on the side of good.
With your 17, what are you looking for specifically?
I'm trying to see if she's basically, like, if she has any knowledge of, like, the Avalashe probably coming to, like, either, like, kill somebody here tonight or, like,
Right.
storm the house.
She doesn't appear to know anything about the Avalashe being violent. And seeing
Like
you
your
search her
conspiracies.
features, the Avalashe have protested. And yes, we have come to blows with the crown in the past. But only when pushed. Only when the crown would not leave us our small slice of this place that was once all ours. We would liberate the heartland of Avalashe by itself, away from Ardenia. We would not strike out and callous the crown against us. That would be foolish.
she finishes that statement. Sorry.
Mhm.
Turn around, throw a copper wire at the wall.
Bing!
Because I know where you are. Or in.
Roughly, yeah. I'm like above you and back a little bit.
Yeah.
I would guess,
I'll point
based on the way this is.
towards him and say that I think someone is working with the crown to frame the Velashe, and someone from the crown is going to die tonight, or like the Azarath family. Like, I don't think it's going to be.
So when you say the
Ravina.
crown, you mean West Ardenian crown, not
Yes.
Azaraths.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Do I get this?
Yeah, I mean, you hear it.
Yeah. Okay. I would respond.
Am I hearing it too?
Could you hear everything?
Make a perception check. Relatively high DC because it's behind a closed
Wait,
door.
but message happens.
Oh, well, yeah, he's
No,
not
no,
hearing
not
message.
that, I'm just-
the
Oh,
conversation.
okay, okay.
Just because in my head,
Mhm.
she's just like outside the door, just
Yeah.
watching them.
I would respond. So you said you think someone from the crown is in on it and that they're here to actually kill
Like, they're either here
either
to
one of the
kill-
other crown people to frame Azaraths or to kill one of the Azaraths.
Either way.
Yeah.
Like, I think if the lord or the lady of the house dies tonight, they're gonna blame Ravina for killing them, or if like the Duke or
I'm gonna respond back. I don't trust Octavian and Elias.
Yep.
Elias asked me to be basically with him 24/7. He suggested this ruse, but Luciana does seem oddly in his pocket if she were to act out Elias's
You said
desires.
Luciana does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm basically saying is that either one could fit someone who would do it because he could just have Luciana do it, or Octavian can just do it. Either way, I don't think they're on the same page because they were surprised. Elias was surprised that Octavian was here. I don't think they're in it together.
Okay. I'll after I finish sending the message, I'll turn back to Ravina, and I think we should try our best not to leave each other's gazes tonight, and I think we should rejoin the dinner party.
When I hear this, can I look around the room? Because we're in Octavian's room. Does it look like he packed to travel here, or has he been on the road as long as we have?
Interesting. Make an investigation check.
That's a good question.
Oh, that's the wrong
What's
dice
the
rolls.
significance of that question? He's been there for a while.
I don't want to take it.
Ready to go?
It's a 12.
With your 12, it's hard to say. I mean, what's the difference between packing for a week and packing for 2 weeks?
I'm basically comparing
You know.
his luggage to Elias's luggage.
Mhm.
Because Elias is of similar nobility and has been with us. Yeah.
It would seem that maybe Octavian's luggage is a little lighter, just at first glance. Like he maybe hasn't been on the road for quite as long, but hard to say without really like rummaging through. A duke might have more frills and paraphernalia than just an advisor would.
How many pair of socks Octavia
Yeah,
got?
I'm gonna ask Octavian.
Yeah.
How did you arrive here?
I rode here myself.
No attendings?
No, I could risk nothing. I needed to get here fast.
When did you learn that we were coming?
Less than a week ago.
Does that line up with about when
Mhm.
he would have? Okay.
It would. Basically, Elias sent the letter, a few days before you guys left. It would have arrived around that time when you were leaving. And it takes roughly 4 or 5 days to get from Norcelia to here.
Lastly, I'm just gonna write, do you know the code? And I'm gonna show it to him in a way that Elias can also see.
He kind of glances to Elias and yes, he knows the code. He is part of the Crown's inner circle.
Okay.
Most letters go through him before reaching any nobility.
Okay.
What code?
The code to like
decipher.
Decipher like if something
Like a cryptic.
basically to know like is this coming from the person who it is actually coming from, or is it coming from some rando who is just writing shit?
Okay, yeah.
Like the royal family has like a code so that whenever they send letters, that way they know it is actually them.
Yeah, I see.
You know the code?
No, but I know of it. I know it exists. And because y'all were confused, I want to make sure everybody hears this. All the letters go through him, Octavian, and he knows the code.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna be like,
Are you sure?
okay, I'm just gonna write like, keep it in mind. I think someone's after us, like just to like kind of like finish up my line of questioning in a way that makes them like not realize that I'm suspicious of them.
So, I think it's becoming apparent that we are not going to finish our finale tonight. We will have a part two. However, I want to leave you guys with something special.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Oh, God.
I need a cigarette.
Before we move on to the next thought,
If I roll a nat 20, can I level up?
my perception or the cat's?
It is the cat's perception. And I was actually about to revisit that. That's where I was going.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to make sure.
No.
Give me 1 sec.
I think I know what's gonna happen.
You don't know what's going to happen.
No.
You don't know.
Plus 3.
What do you think's gonna happen?
22.
Okay. With your 22, you indeed hear the conversation between Knight and his mother.
Okay, cool.
But you also
But something
hear-
strikes you as odd. Because you as Belfier know that Merelda left minutes ago
She's dead.
and has yet to arrive at Ravenna's door as per her request, and you know how fast she walks. As this sudden light bulb blips into your mind, something else does as well. All of you hear, for the first time, a bit of emotion in Ashandra's voice as she calls everyone within the Azarath abode. There's a lot of blood. You all need to come now. Just shy of the study. Down here, there's a lot of blood. I don't know what to do. I don't
will
know
be
healing
there.
magics.
I will be there immediately because I was still in the dining
Who's in
room.
the Ask.
We're both still in the dining room.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah.
Ask who
Who's in
else.
the dining who's in the dining room?
So, as of right now, in the dining room, Luciana, Lord Azarath,
Okay.
Lady Casafina, you,
It's her.
and I believe Sir Navoy.
Luciana. Say it again.
Oh, and Lenore's in there
Luciana,
too.
Oh,
The
okay.
Lord
Yeah.
and Lady.
Lord
I was like,
and
where'd that
lady.
go?
I know right there. Is Luciana wearing the bowler hat?
Okay.
No.
Luciana is not wearing the bowler
I
hat
have the
currently.
bowler hat.
Belfier
Oh, you still have it.
and-
Okay, go. That's right. I thought we gave it to her. Okay.
And then
No.
who? Your daddy?
I specifically took it from her.
Right?
Because fuck Luciana.
Lennis?
Yeah,
It's my dad, yeah.
Lennos.
What was he in the dining room?
Yeah.
Yes.
So pretty much the help and the sage are the only ones that are unaccounted for.
And the chef.
No, the sage
That's
was in
what
the
the- yeah,
library.
The help.
I watched
Well,
her go into the library.
yes, but then like she still could have.
And don't forget
Yeah.
the Mason.
That's what I mean. The help, like the
Yeah.
whoever the I don't. You
Yeah,
named a
but
bunch of other
that's-
people,
So,
But that's where she was.
the gnome.
but you could have killed her. That's what I'm saying.
It's
Like,
always
we
the
weren't
gnome.
we weren't watching whenever the death
Where
happened.
has Calden been this whole time? Is he like watching the front door still?
Yeah, he's just been standing there.
His job.
What a fucking weirdo. Okay.
Anyway, as you all
His
turn
knee's
the
been
corner toward the dimly lit corridor, a sharp chill cuts through the air. The soft glow of wall sconces reveal the gruesome sight before you. Merelda lies crumpled on the floor, just feet from the heavy door to Lord Haldarian's study. Her lifeless form is splayed in a tragic pose, a mason's tool cruelly embedded in her back.
God.
The deep crimson of her blood seeping across the polished floor. Standing above her, frozen in disbelief, is Vasilo,
Who's that?
the gnome mason.
The Mason.
The Mason.
The deep gnome mason. His eyes reflecting both shock and horror, as if he's unable to comprehend the scene before him. Before you can fully process the sight, Casafina rushes towards him. What is the meaning of this, Vasilo? What have you done? The door to the kitchen swings wide as you see the frantic Flail now flailing out, looking upon the horrible scene, nearly slipping across the pool of blood as he stands upright. He stands in front of Vasilo, blocking Casafina's view of him as he says, "My lady, he was with me. If nothing else, you got to know I'm honest. He was with me the whole time. He was eating some of the dishes you didn't finish. It couldn't have been him. I know how it looks, but we're just to help. We're just here to make your night good, not do this." And as the night spirals into chaos once again, that is where we will end the first part of our finale session. I wasn't sure if we were going to get through all of it, but I'm going to take a page out of Darkport's book and run 2 finales.
We need a big old cathedral.
I think, so next week we are running the Legacy of the Ashen. We're coming back to our main campaign, so if you're just joining us for the first time, make sure to hop into that. Like I said, this session has major implications for the events of that campaign. Following that, we are going to be running Into the Fae
For Halloween.
which DM Morgan runs, our second DM.
Second DM, baby.
We're all going to be dressed up. It's going to be a hell of a time. It'll be really fun. And I think we'll try and resume this very soon afterwards. We gotta keep the spooky vibes going. So make sure to sub to the channel, like the video, so it gets out to more people. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos. Bye.
Yeah.